Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Or as they say in Greece, hey, welcome to the show. I don't know. I had no idea where that was going with. So anyway, how you guys doing today? I am your host, Ben, and joining me, as usual, is our friend Ian. How you doing, Ian?
I'm doing pretty good, sir.
Excellent.
How about you?
And joining us again this episode is our good friend Doug. How you doing, Doug?
The champ is here.
Oh.
We'll see
Wondered
about
what
that.
happened. Hey, how many times did I win the trivia after Doug left, Ian? I won it like 3 weeks in a row, didn't I?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess.
The thing about it is, when you win, when the champ isn't around, that means you're an interim champion. But until you face...
So until I can steal a belt from a small child and throw it over my shoulder, I am not really a champion.
Hey, you know what? That small child was about 67 pounds and about 3'5", okay? He could have taken anybody.
Yeah, he was like mini-me. Could have bit anybody's knee or, go nuts with him. Terrible. So, yeah, I had a fun day today. I got some lunch, I got some Chipotle, and on my way there, I almost got hit by a car. Because I'm getting ready to turn, right? I stop at the corner and I see the car coming at me. He just suddenly turns his blinker on, so I'm like, all right, he's coming this way. Maybe I can go. Oh, there's a car coming up behind him. Well, I'll just wait because who knows if he might just jet right through this guy, right? Then he has his blinker on, so it's like, okay, I'm good to go. I get out there in the middle of the road. Mofo almost hits me. Just does that thing where he's going a little slow and goes around me and almost hits me. I have to swing a little bit. He had his blinker on. What? Who does that?
The old guy with nothing to lose.
I would normally get mad at the guy who just forgets to put his blinker on until right when he gets there, but the guy who has it on but then decides to go straight anyway and almost hits you? Yeah, don't I look like the jerk now? So anyway,
Sounds crazy, man.
how are things going with you, gentlemen?
For me, it's been just an average week, I guess.
Yes,
What about you,
this
John?
week we were gonna have Ian's friend Nate on the show, but he doesn't call or write or answer his door. He must be up to evil plans or be
Well-
busy with a lady. Which either way, it's fine.
Well, he said he was visiting with family or whatever, and he was going to tell them that he had to be back by 6 o'clock today.
Oh,
And I don't know what happened. So,
well, maybe
I'll
his
have
clock
to-
isn't set right. Huh?
I'll have to
I don't know,
plot
man.
that it later, I guess. I have to
Yeah,
kill
or
him
like
later.
halfway during the show, you hear it. Ian, are you in there? With me. Let me in. Meanwhile, Doug's cuddling with his champion belt and drinking an Arnold Palmer. So,
Yes. Actually, no, this is an ice pop. It's just, I have a little mini fridge here next to my TV here in my office, and for some reason, not a lot of them actually froze, even though they've been in there for like 2 weeks.
well, mini fridge for a reason. I actually got a cooler. We talked about this before. One of those Coleman camping coolers, right? The thermoelectric ones that you can plug into a wall or into your car.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, I'm going to use this as a mini fridge. And I put a glass of iced tea in there. And I took it out, and it was a block of ice. So, I don't. And it says in the instruction manual, what?
Kind of what a cooler
Am
does.
I making fun? Well, yeah, it's a cooler. It's supposed to keep things cool, not frozen. It's not a freezer. Well, I didn't think it was that strong, but it said in the manual, don't put ice in this thing because the melting water could get up around the vent or whatever. And I guess I got concerned because it started being really loud and then stopping, going back to normal for a little bit. So it would be like, so I let it defrost for a day and clean it up. It's good so far. So ready for summer.
Yep. Summer's here.
Yep. After how many weeks of cold, you have one day and it's in the 80s, and the next day you have to wear a jacket. It's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Ohio, what did you do to us?
Do you do
What
any
did you
swimming
do?
during the summer, Ben? Because I at least try to do it once or whatever, at least to say I enjoyed the summer. I guess.
Well, no, I'm not a very good swimmer, and it's always like, I mean, there's no place around here for it. You have to go to either the Y or go go to a beach and crap, and I don't want to pay for the Y, and
There's a
I don't
couple.
want to take my shirt off in front of people.
There's a couple pools in the area.
I don't know. It's been a while since I bothered. Plus, also, I come in two colors, white and red, so I don't really. There's no real tanning for me if I'm out in the sun.
Well, I mean, look at me. I mean, I'm a classic ginger redhead. Actually, when I went down to Rock on the Range, I grabbed some of that Neutrogena SPF 50, and I was like, let's baste up for today's baking session, And I actually turned out with relatively good tan, which is probably the first time I've ever tanned in my entire life.
I mean, I probably tanned when I was a kid and didn't pay attention to when I burned, but I reached a point where it'd be like, I'm out in the sun. Oh, can't sit down. Body hurts. Getting tans on your, getting sunburn on your shins is the most awkward thing ever. Because you just walk around, no, don't, sit down, for like 2 weeks.
How about you, Ian? You ever burned that beautiful bald head of yours?
Ian?
What'd you say? I'm sorry. I decided to start plugging in my other headset in case if Nate does show up today.
It's like, sorry, I was listening to a much more entertaining podcast than this one. The one where they're not talking about sunburns. I've burned my scalp before. It's okay. We're just fooling with you. I've burned my scalp before, but my hair is like, it's just like, it burns a little bit if I'm out too much. I'm not thin on. I guess it's thinner than in other places, but I start wearing hats when I'm out because it's like, you think, oh, I'll just be out for 5 minutes, I'll be fine, and then your ears are red, or you come back and you've got a huge red swollen nose, and it's like, well, should have learned.
I was surprised. I told you on the last episode that I got burned sort of bad being outside. It ended up just browning, and I didn't start peeling or anything, so that's good.
Yeah, some people kind of like have to almost burn, but then they tan. Some people are all kinds of. I turn really red, and it's like, no, get this boy back in the house. He'll pop. So yeah, that's why I just turned into a vampire. Excellent. So, get you guys up on what I've been doing lately. Excellent. Release the hounds. Sir.
The tartar sauce.
What's up with Hitler? I don't know, sir. He has been with us since the 60s. Ah, yes, I remember the first time he took a bite out of a young hippie. That young man didn't think it was so groovy. Excellent. Anyway, but to catch you up on what I've been up to lately, I recently purchased the Ghostbusters Complete Collection. And yeah, that collection, if you want to sit down and watch it, it will eat your life. I've worked through Volume 1. I've got 4 more to go. Oh, man. Well, when I was watching it, like, I watched the stuff with Maurice LaMarche, the voice of Egon, and he was talking about, when they did Extreme Ghostbusters. And I'm like, oh yeah, I never saw that. And I watched, the opening intro theme on YouTube, and I was just like, I mean, the animation looks alright, because it's done by the people that did Men in Black. But that theme song, it's like, you take a song that's already rocking, and then you're like, no, see, we're tough, we're gonna make it extreme. So it's just this do. It's like, what? What's
Back
going
then,
on?
it was all about the electronic stuff to make it sound better.
Well, it's just, I don't know. And plus, they redesigned Slimer, so he kind of just looks like he has like these like really deep eyes. Like, hello, what happened? Oh, hi guys. That kind of look. You know, I'm like, what happened to his eyes? I mean, the original Slimer was weird. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I don't know. I have problems with any show where they're like, no, we're gonna make it about for the kids of this age, and it's like that. You don't really need to change it that much from real Ghostbusters, and like they brought in some new kids. It's the same thing with with the real Ghostbusters when they did that, the little Ghostbusters, the junior Ghostbusters, whatever that sub thing was. That they did it because they thought kids wanted to see kids on TV, and it's like, no, I hated that when I was a kid. So, and they talked to one of the writers of that show, and he's like, yeah, for the second season they came to us and they said they wanted to do like the junior Ghostbusters, and he's like, no, when I was a kid, Batman and Robin, I wanted to be Batman, and they showed Robin and he was my age, and like, I don't want to, this guy's a tool. So, I'm like, see, he gets it. I don't know, but yeah, it's a good show. It's aged well, except for sometimes there's music playing where it's just like, you remember Tiffany, right? Imagine if like you put her or like Olivia Newton-John, in the Locomotion days, or like Get Physical, and like you just stuck their music behind like a fight scene with them, and I'm just like, why is this here? Why are we listening to Frankenstein is Groovy? This has no... I don't know. So yeah, I'm working my way through that. The animation on it can go from just like... There's some episodes that are really great, and then there's some that go, oh, they probably didn't use this studio again. Am I interrupting you, Doug? You keep looking like you want to jump in.
Man. Hard to beat Ghostbusters, man.
It does. It's...
Yeah.
Go ahead. The writing on it. They had a Cthulhu episode, They've had... I was watching one of the last episodes I saw was... They got splattered with a bunch of chemicals and monsters grew out of their skin. I'm just like, how did... Yeah.
It is what it is.
And like, this is just... Like, you don't see stuff like this today. I kind of miss that. They let the writers... But then, when I was watching the bonus content, they were talking about when they bought the show... They got the syndicated season. The first season was 13 episodes, and they also signed a deal to produce the syndicated. I mean, there was the network that was 13 episodes, and then there was the syndicated package that was like another 65. So they're like, we have this huge mess of episodes to do. I was like, oh wow, that's a lot of episodes, guys. So
yeah, that tends to be. I mean, 5 episodes. Jeez.
That was for the syndication package. They also had the network package of 13, so it was like 70-something episodes for like the first season. So yeah, that's crazy. Wow, I'm crazy.
That would average out to about minimum 4 seasons. You went with like a 20 episode season. That's insane for a cartoon.
Well, I mean, some shows had all kind. It's weird when you have shows now that do like 13 episodes a season and they split the season up for like half the beginning of the year and half the later half of it. And like back in the day, you'd see shows that would do like 22 episodes a season, and you thought that was a little crazy, and that's a lot of shows. I mean, I remember when Everybody Loves Raymond reached the 77 episode mark, because that's when you can get to syndication. It's like, so they had to make that when they produced the first season of the show. It's like, do you really want that with the first season of quality? Because it's like, usually the first season is where you find your footing, and I don't know.
I think Ian's asleep.
I don't know, man. No, I'm still listening to this other podcast. They're so much better. Oh, well.
Yep,
Ian? Ian?
Woo.
Are you there? Oh no, my co-host has fallen asleep. I've actually done it. I've bored him. Oh no. We're going to start hearing the snores. I've had that happen when you've had people on a Skype call and everybody's talking, and then it gets really late, and then somebody forgets, and they leave their headset plugged in, and they get that feedback, and you hear them snoring. It's like, oh, that poor soul. Why don't they hang up?
Hello?
Hey, Ian. We were wondering what happened to you.
Oh no, my microphone.
And then I heard me over your speaker.
Just got switched over, man.
That's weird. I like hearing me over your speakers, though.
Oh, come on, man.
Sounds like I'm gonna go, get to work! Keep working! Although I think I think I've been watching too much Ghostbusters. I think I sound like Lorenzo Music, he's basically Garfield. It's like, hey guys. Yeah. How's it going? Yeah, I'm a Ghostbuster. Bring it on.
I miss Heathcliff. That's right. I brought Heathcliff into the next one.
I don't know about Heathcliff, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was voiced by Mel Blanc, but that was like, post car accident kind of 80s where everything sounded kind of tired. Because if you had a car accident that put you in a coma, wouldn't you be kind of tired afterwards? I mean, it just makes, I don't know. I don't know.
I'll tell you what I did this past week, though. I actually went to see Maleficent.
What?
Maleficent, the Sleeping Beauty movie with Angelina Jolie.
Oh, Maleficent. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think?
She definitely carries.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Even like, if you think the movie was good or not, it's like she basically just is like, yeah, I'm going to carry this whole damn thing. I am this character. So, kind of like Hugh Jackman in Wolverine. It's like this movie might fall around all around me, but I'm going to be standing up and go, no. I don't know. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm your father. Anyway.
Yeah, Angela definitely.
Ian, do you have any news for us this week?
I do, sir. Yes, I do.
Awesome. I didn't mean to cut off Doug's interview. It's just like his audio seems to be like a second behind mine, so it's like.
What setting are you on? Are you on the voice setting, Doug?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can hear you just a little, really kind of faint.
Yeah, you're kind of a little bit quiet, Ian.
What?
You gotta get closer to the mic and say, hey ladies, how's it going? This is Easy Listening, Smooth 101 FM.
And maybe Slayer was
Okay.
Yeah.
that was a metal joke. It's a metal joke.
Well, metal. As long as you're here talking about metal, Doug, I might as well just have this discussion with you. Ian and I were talking about Bill and Ted, and how if they make another movie, it needs to be a sequel, not a remake. But then we were thinking, how do you remake that in today's environment? Because there's no allegory for like those guys. There's like who would they be seeing? Who would they wouldn't be talking about music videos. Like there's no big name in rock right now that they would be like, oh yeah, man, we want to be like Van Halen, or we want to, we need to make Iron Maiden jokes. It's like there's none of that now.
Well, not to the mainstream. The mainstream's like metal and rock and roll is dead, and now you have to listen to the Killers for the rest of your lives. That's not really the case. Metal and rock and roll have a very, very, very heavy following. It's just that when you look at the mainstream's right now is all about what can sell the most singles. That's the problem really with music as a whole. It's not how many
Well,
albums.
that's radio in general, man. I mean,
Yeah, but
in all
now,
genres, it's like that.
yeah, and now when you take a look at how bands and groups and individuals are marketed, it almost makes sense in some form or fashion to pay one person to be the performer, and then not have to have the 4 to 5 people around you. More profitable that way. You ain't got to pay 7 people that's going to, the guitar techs and all sort of crap. And even if you do want to do a live show and you want to use, live music as a backing, all you got to do is pay some touring bassist, a touring drummer, and go for it there. You'll pay them not even half the amount that you would have paid a band. But the bands are out there. They're still prevalent. So you take a look at a lot of bands like Five Finger Death Punch, Stone Sour, Avenged Sevenfold, Kid Rock, and the Trucker Band. They're out there.
Well, I think the main argument is it's like I remember when they were discussing the difference in music between the first movie and the second movie, because the first movie was very 80s hair metal and Van Halen. The main point of the movie was they needed to get a video to get Van Halen in the band, and with the second movie they're like this was right on the brink of bands like Nirvana and Alice in Chains and stuff like that. So it's like the crazy guitar solos and stuff, it was going away, and you really don't hear a lot of that kind of music anymore unless you're into Dream Theater or
Great solos have really never left. They're still around. It's just you.
We don't.
Hey Ben.
Yeah.
Yes, Ian.
I think
How's
I'd
it
like
going?
to kill Google, man, because I noticed when I plugged in that other headset when I was gone for a second, you were like, "Hey, where are you, Ian?" And it's the Hangout switched my microphone to that other microphone, so you were only hearing me through that.
Yes, Google has taken over your computer, and they've decided that you're looking at Catholic schoolgirls now. What were you doing looking at these things, Ian?
So all right, can you hear me pretty good now? I can shout even louder.
I can hear you.
Shout! Shout! Let it all out! These are the things I can do without. No, I'm not going to do the whole song. I'm not going to do the whole show like I'm Chad Kroeger. This is not Nickelback, and
You do understand that Disturbed covered that song for their first album, right?
which one? Shout, Let It All Out. Yeah. Well, I've heard a lot of interesting covers. I've heard, was it Static X that did Day Tripper? Boo doo 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 doo. Day Tripper. Doom, doo, doo, doo. It's like what? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've got weird taste in music. I've got Pat Boone's In a Metal Mood.
Yeah, what is that? Disturbed's version of I Still Can't Find What I'm Looking For by U2. You're just like, you are amazed by how that song translates well to metal.
Yeah.
I forgot when we were having that conversation about trying to think of metal bands that do still exist today. What would you consider Disturbed, Ben? Because they're pretty hard, like rock and roll or whatever,
Well, there are hard bands out there. I went to Ozfest for a few years before I just realized a lot of the acts that were on that were very the same. I saw Slipknot when they were doing their first tour before they even really been a band for that long, and people were like, "Oh man, they're new and they're this thing," and it's like they're wearing these masks and doing stuff and spitting on the audience, and I'm like, I'm not recognizing a melody in any of this, guys. All right. Don't get me wrong, I still love Rob Zombie, still love, Ozzy, still love Black Sabbath. It's just like, where's melody? It doesn't have to be heavy for me to like it. I like a groove, I saw Pantera, it was like, okay, yeah, these guys got a groove. Yeah. Saw Primus, my name is Mud.
But see, Slipknot's a different animal. I mean, Slipknot is just something that is way off the wall. Slipknot's my favorite band. And you listen to that first album, that is got that new metal stamp on it. But you go to Iowa. Iowa shoots straight from new metal all the way to death metal. Like it's that close to being a death metal album. And like you listen to a track like Left Behind or My Plague, like that's got that melody. And then when you go from Iowa to Volume 3, it teeters almost on that kind of hard rock. It still brings in metal in certain spots, but it was produced by Rick Rubin, and like you can hear that commercial style sound in it. And then you listen to All Hope Is Gone, and it's all over the damn place. It's here, it's there, it's over here, it's over here.
Yes, well, unfortunately, we won't be hearing any more Austrian Death Machine for at least another 6 years. So, are you alright over there, Doug? I mean, they put out a third album, but then the singer and guy behind everything got sent to prison. So,
Hey, I want to go ahead and send a shout out to everybody out there who wants to be a rock star. Don't hire an undercover cop to be the hitman to kill your wife, okay?
well, I mean, I guess it's a better idea than putting out an ad on Craigslist. I mean, wanted, hitman. Only serious inquiries, please. Thank you. No, I don't want to see
do that on Twitter.
I'm looking for hitman. People have done a lot of things. I don't know. I posted on Twitter a long time ago. I was like, I'm wondering what's going to happen when stuff just gets relayed via hashtag, like, sorry your dad died, or I'm divorcing you. It's like, what? Like, that stuff's coming. It's like, I saw it, one of those, this one person sent a text like, oh, sorry your dad's dead, and it's like, oh, wow, really? I just talked to him when he came over this afternoon. Like, oh, I'm sorry, wrong number. You don't need to be a jerk about it. It's like, yeah, well, talk about a jerk. Somebody tells them their dad died via text. Come on. Pick up the phone and call, jerk.
Hashtag divorce.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's crazy.
Divorce. Now you just got me thinking about that picture of Kanye's wedding where Jaden Smith is dressed in a white Batman costume. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw that and I just said, whoop, I don't know anything about this. I'm looking at this picture and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So.
What, did you want me to start the news?
Yes, bring on the news, Ian. Bring on the news!
Should we try some that news music or whatever?
Bring it on.
Yeah, we started doing that, try to play with some, free sound effect music or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully you can hear it fine. I was sort of trying to set that up too. That's why we always have technical difficulties,
It's always something, man.
Operator
It would be a hangout if it... Tonight on Sports Center, it's Ian. Stay classy, San Diego.
Yeah. I like scotch.
Scotch.
Well, a lot of these articles I decided to get are actually about the sort of the problem of the spy state here. We've discussed that with like the NSA and stuff. Did you guys see that thing on NBC with Edward Snowden?
I'd heard about it because, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I had heard about it myself, but
Yeah.
they can spy on me all they want. The only thing they're going to find is that I watch way too much WWE Network.
I could tell you that. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I understand the idea of, like, wanting to speak out and go, oh, they're kind of overreaching and all this stuff, but it's like, yeah, and you're in Russia right now. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
So,
well, this
bring
first
it on,
article,
Ian.
this first article is about Facebook. It's that Facebook has announced a new feature of its app that will automatically identify music and TV shows playing in the background while you're writing a status update. Cue all the accidental porn posts here. The opt-in feature uses your phone's microphone to scan your surroundings, and if the feature finds a match, you can share the song or show with your friends as part of a status update. Now, the feature has a sound icon that will be moving on the screen while it's doing this, so you'll know if it's activated. Facebook says it doesn't store any of the sound it analyzes, and also says that they can't identify background noise or conversation, but the addition still comes off as incredibly invasive and kind of creepy. So.
Well, yeah. But then, I mean, when you think about it, that technology exists now, because, like, this Hangout, if I started playing a TV show in the background, it would say, we can't play this, we're going to cut this off. So that's out there already. It's just, it is a little creepy. Like, I still think it's creepy when my Twitter app lets me know, hey, these two people that you're not talking to right now, they're talking about that TV show Bones that you don't watch. You want to join in the conversation? Go away, Twitter. You're drunk. Go home. So.
What are your thoughts on that, Doug? Do you have any? Is anything clicking there?
Technical difficulties on my end.
What'd you say? Huh?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Technical difficulties. I was trying to open something and I had an issue. My apologies.
Oh, it's okay.
And honestly, as far as the whole thing with Facebook, we've been doing it for ages already. I'm not particularly thrilled about it myself, but
what are you gonna do, right? I guess.
Well, it is true. We've been doing this for ages. This type of invasion into our personal beings has been not only in effect from the companies. As a society, we allow it anyway. We want to have apps like Shazam that'll be like, I don't know what I'm listening to, it's too old for me, and then all of a sudden, all you have to do is hold your phone. And I mean, this was even back with the first few smartphones, on the first couple Blackberries. You could download the app and it would tell you.
See, my major
Prince 1999.
Well, my major problem with it is, with Facebook, it's like, I'm sure there are people that are going to think this is awesome, but I'm sure the first while of rolling it out, it's not going to be that people are complaining and, go, we this must not happen, it must not be. It's going to be, they're going to roll it out and screw it up, and suddenly every post that you mean to type something is going to have what you're listening to at the background, or when you're on your phone at the mall and you're hearing the crappy music. It's like, these kind of things, they got to be careful with how they roll it out, because, every company might have their, it comes with it has to come with a Connect. Oh no, nobody likes that. Well, it doesn't have to come with a Connect anymore. Every company rolls something out and then realizes and has to backpedal. I'm just not.
You will start the dragon.
I'm just not looking forward to when I open up Facebook and it's every automated post of, hey, so-and-so is listening to this song that's on the radio station. Oh, they're listening to the next song that's on this radio station. Shut up. I don't need a live feed of everybody's stuff.
And that's going to be the thing, too. It's going to clog everything up. I mean, especially...
Well, there's already people...
Live tweet every single action. I'm in the bathroom right now. I'm taking a bath right now. I'm walking to the car. Someone hit me over the head with a baseball bat.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I find with those things, if you're friends with people you know, but that you don't pay too much attention to their stuff, and there's the person that always overshares, there's usually like 3 or 4 people that will reshare everything they get. So if you can usually find a way to mute that person, like Twitter rolled out a mute feature, which is nice. Then Facebook, I'm really kind of confused right now. Like, I think they decided to move that to acquaintances now, so that they don't tell, like, I don't know, it says it won't announce the person that you moved them to an acquaintance, but I'm just paranoid that they're going to go to my profile and go, I'm on your acquaintance list, not your friend? What the heck, man? Come on. You know, I don't know. I just get tired of the people that reshare the picture of a big block of text that go, I'm a real person, I don't need, you know, or like, here's a quote from Jesus. It's like, I don't need this. We show something, you know, like, show me pictures of your kids, that's fine, but I don't need stuff that's from nobody about nothing, so. Moving along.
Yeah.
What do you think about it, Ian?
I don't know. I mean, they say that they don't store, but it could just be like, wait, you said you're just moving a UI slider. You know, I mean, you don't even know if I believe you're supposed to be able to turn that on or off, but again, privacy slider. You know, that's just like a UI thing.
Well, with Facebook, you can set stuff, and they're like, oh, don't worry, everything's set to private now. Not really. Oh, man.
Yeah,
So.
the UI sliders are completely worthless on Facebook, to be honest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this next article, again, about privacy is it's about the NSA. And the National Security Agency is collecting millions of images intercepted from global communications for a facial recognition, for facial recognition programs to identify and track intelligence targets, according to classified documents described by the New York Times. The agency is using sophisticated software to harvest millions of images per day from emails, text messages, social media, video conferences, and other communications, according to the documents. Once focused primarily on collecting telephone and email communications data, NSA officials believe the programs hold tremendous untapped potential that could revolutionize how the agency tracks surveillance targets, according to the documents, which were obtained by former NSA contractor Edward Snowden. So, yeah, I mean, facial recognition has been around for a long time, but I guess they're trying to use it more widely, I guess.
I can understand the idea of trying to connect it to anything that, you know, filters through. I mean, you know, people share, like, all kinds of dumb criminals share their, like, look what I stole on Facebook, or, you know, there's an entire Twitter account set to don't tweet your pictures of your credit card. Because, hey, guess what? We've got your credit card number now. Congratulations. Fool. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just weird. I mean, if it's gonna do it with if it's gonna scan your text and stuff, I guess. I mean, that's video conferences that are supposed to be private. I don't know if that's good. I mean, Twitter's one thing because that's supposed to be public, even though you're supposed to be able to set it private. But again, Facebook, you know.
Well, and that's the thing too. Anything you might have set on your profile before, you ended up setting it to private. That's fair game anyway. So, I mean, unless you create your Facebook profile and then at that point set it to private, you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
And you know that terms of service always change, and you have to agree to stuff. So it's like, basically, if you put anything out there and that's potentially could be out in the world, it's out there in the world now. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, I try not to do some things. That's why you don't see my beautiful face on this podcast, and it's not just because I have this gorgeous logo. I mean, no, of course people can see my face. Everyone knows what I look like.
Well, for all we know, you're probably naked while you're doing this now.
How dare you, sir? I'm in the bathroom taking a dump. Flush. All right. So, what are your thoughts, Ian? You think?
What are
Do
my
you
what are my thoughts on
consider
it?
Snowden? Well, what are your thoughts on Snowden? Do you think he's a hero? Do you think he's a traitor? Do you think he's kind of in between?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he's I I don't know. It's hard to say because it's hard to say which information that he supposedly leaked actually put people in danger. I did watch the NBC interview with him, and he said that he didn't release any information that he thought could put anybody in danger, or it didn't at all. But so I mean, I guess
Oh well,
that's a
gee.
good thing if it's true. But
Well, yeah, but oh well, gee, the guy that stole a bunch of classified documents and ran to Russia tells us, no, it's all right, it's cool. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he wants to be a whistleblower, there are federal protections for that kind of activity. And if Watergate needed a whistleblower, all I agree that kind of stuff it can happen, but you're still over in Moscow. So
yeah,
I mean, he's such a high profile thing now. I mean, the whole argument that he won't get a fair trial. It's like, well, if he gets a trial at all, it's going to be I don't know.
yeah. Well, another thing is that this makes an issue about the whistleblowers themselves. And I think it's more important to focus on the issue itself of the privacy and what the government did, not so much as the whistleblowers. I mean, if they did something wrong, I mean, they should definitely be punished. But I'd rather focus on the problem of the secrecy that was around it before,
Well, I mean, this also brings up the point that, we're all worried about secrecy, but if, one kid can put it all on a USB flash drive or whatever he did and head off to all the countries he did to run away, it's like, well, that's why it's like, oh, yeah, the whole JFK thing was an inside job, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that's why the moon landing didn't happen, because people can keep secrets. So, well, moving along.
Did Doug already give his opinion about that one?
I'm more of a
Did you do it?
little bit of both. There is a way that it could have been brought to light without his type of. It almost like he wanted to get as much attention as possible. Because they're like, oh, this guy, he's coming out with this, and all of a sudden it hits, and he's like, read. I'm not. Number one is, at least to me, you have to understand the time that you live in, and you have to know that the government is honestly looking at you every single day. You may not be a target today, but most likely you're a target yesterday, and you might just be a target tomorrow too. And that just might be them checking up on everybody. And you got to know that there's people looking at social networks like Facebook and have ways of cracking Facebook's completely asinine privacy policy to get to your information. You put yourself onto the internet and you kind of put your information out there. It would have been more surprising to me to find that we weren't being spied on, to be honest.
Right.
No, it's not surprising, honestly. The right to privacy, I think, is actually you compromise it yourself by putting yourself on the internet. You do anything internet-wise that is not a standard email or something normal. You put yourself on a social network. There's a reason why it's called a social network. There's a reason why you have.
Tell Mark Zuckerberg.
That's my opinion. Now, if you didn't think you're being spied on by your own government, you're incredibly naive.
Right.
I'm just wondering how many agents our government has watching Friendster. So going, come on, guys. I'm in here for how long now?
The whole 3 people left using that application.
Well,
It's when things fall out of public use. I mean, it's like, Bitcoin was a big popular thing for a while, and now it's, used for a lot of illicit means. It's like, I'm sure when it came out, a lot, it was the Friendster of its day.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Well,
you take a look at a lot of older applications too that people don't use anymore. Think about it. That is the best place to do something extreme. You got to put it on Facebook. You got 10 million icons. You put it on. You put it on a network that doesn't get as much interest anymore. One would hope that they would watch the older, the older social networks even closer, because you can get away with a lot more on those older social networks.
Yeah, I just think it's
just wait till the
crazy.
day there's a news story where just wait till the day there's a news story of like some terrorists succeeded because police forgot that never checked Bing because nobody uses Bing.
Yeah. So, I just think it's crazy that
somebody asked me one time that. Well, when Google Plus started up, people were going, "What's Google Plus like? What's?" They're like, "I just heard about Google Plus. What's up with this Google Buzz?" Like, Google Buzz was the thing before Google Plus, and the thing before Google Buzz was Google Wave. So, and it's like, none of you people know what any of these things are because people still aren't using Google Plus, but just Google wants us to.
Yeah, but what do you guys think about? Did you guys heard about how there's like the NSA has like agents playing like World of Warcraft and some other online games? I think that's pretty crazy. You probably ran into somebody that's an agent,
That's possible that someone could be trying to do something over those style of games too. I mean, you take a look at, enemies foreign and domestic. What better place? I mean, what better place to sit there and do something like that than in a game that's based off of war to begin with? 1001 says, I bet you that they have pulled stings out of information that they've gotten out of Call of Duty. Just playing online Call of Duty, sitting there, playing Xbox or playing PlayStation. I think it is quite possible that they could have actually prevented something heavy from happening just off of paying attention to online games.
Yeah.
No, you joke
Can
about
you
it.
imagine the guy reporting to his superior from chat roulette? Sir, oh, sorry, it's just a dick. Never mind. I thought it was a bomb. Sorry, I thought it was a dirty bomb. It was dirty, but it wasn't a bomb. I'm sorry. I was confused. Wait, oh no, no.
That reminds me, Dave. Have you guys heard of that program called the Echelon program?
I think you mentioned it to me once. I can't remember what it was though.
Well, you would have just triggered it it's supposed to be real, but it's a program that focuses attention on your communications. Like it's supposed to be global software that recognizes like keywords or whatever. Like you just said bomb, so it would have triggered that. There's like hundreds of words, I guess, that it triggers. And I guess one of them, it's crazy, is Bubba the Love Sponge.
So basically, it's the government's Google Alerts, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And it's over phone, internet, satellite, radio,
Little man, internet man with a nakedchicks.com/org, man. Naked chicks.
I should.
All right, bring it on the next news story, Ian.
Okay. I was gonna say next time on our next show, I should read it off the whole list. Have a giant red alert. Have the Secret Service show.
Yeah, I don't want my site taken down because of you, idiot. I'll just put a giant boop over you and go, this part of the program has been cut because we do not want to go to Guantanamo Bay because of Ian. Thanks, Ian. News story 3.
Okay, this is a little bit more about privacy, and this one I don't have too much faith in, but it says, following the EU ruling on the right to be forgotten, Google has recruited an expert panel to decide whether to remove links that you don't want the world to see or remember. So,
well, if you don't want the world to see it, don't put it on the internet.
Yeah, if you don't want it out there, don't put it out there.
Well, I mean, I saw an ad one time when they were telling teenage girls not to post pictures online because they share it on it, and then they posted a picture of it on the bulletin board at some kid's school, and she tried to rip it down and a new one popped up, and then after everybody laughs at her and she leaves, the janitor comes and rips one off, and it's like and it's like, that's why you don't put crap on the internet, kids. So,
well, do you think it'll ever be possible to totally be forgotten on the internet?
Well, considering there are people that are all about being off grid. Like the problem is, it's like at that point, it's not that they put stuff on the internet. I mean, there are people that don't have internet, don't have email, or they don't want to be part of don't have a computer in their home. But it's like there's at some point somebody's going to take a photo of their place or mention them or something. So it's like at some point you do have a right to say, hey, I don't want my phone number published in your online directory. I don't want my address. Stuff like that. People do have a right to it, but it's like, at the end of the day, if you put it up there, then it's kind of your own responsibility. And Google, I don't know. I could see a lot of people trying to retroactively say, Google shouldn't have shared all my information with everybody. I only shared it to my 50,000 friends on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was just asking the question of it, whether it'll be technically possible for, like, a celebrity or whatever to, like, erase their whole internet history, or do you think it's just impossible because there's too many servers and computers around the world?
Yeah, there's
whenever something is put, whenever a file of any kind is on the internet, it's going to exist forever somewhere, but it's just a matter of how copied it is. Like Keyboard Cat will be around forever because that's just out there, and Rickroll is going to be out there forever. But it's like your Angel Fire site from 1997 that had like 5 hits. It's out there, but somebody's got to go find that. So I don't know, but celebrities know because they have an entire group of people that make their living spying on them, who sit in the bushes and then run up to them at airports and go, "Can I get a moment of your time? I'll take your picture now." Yeah, it's ridiculous. So,
yeah. What do you think, Doug?
There's no chance in erasing something like that from the internet. Sorry, ladies, if your boobs are on the internet, your boobs are on the internet to stay.
It's a different world than, say, the exact opposite of, like, early sound film. They're like, oh, these rare films that are, like, getting destroyed. It's like, I mean, granted, hard, stuff on discs only lasts, like, 10 years unless it's, like, professionally burned or on a hard, stuff can degrade over time, but there's always going to be a copy of a copy floating around somewhere. Some bootleg online.
Just a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a.
Yeah.
Me too. I don't believe you'll honestly ever truly get rid of something you place on the internet. I mean, I've seen stuff just what I used to post when I was first starting out. Stuff that I thought never were just buried under lines of code, and all of a sudden I find it. I'm like, so that's where that went. So. I mean, I can still, if I really wanted to, I could probably still pull up my live journal. And
Yeah, although
Yeah.
they every so often they purge inactive accounts, but I'm sure that they're archived somewhere. That if like the NSA showed up and said, "Hey, we need this file from this account," all right, you say so,
Yeah.
boss. We don't want to go to jail. You so the
Right.
next news story of the day.
Yeah, we'll move on. This one's about Pirate Bay co-founder Peter Sunday arrested years after conviction. Peter Sunday, the co-founder of the BitTorrent file sharing website Pirate Bay, has been arrested in southern Sweden. Reuters reports that Sunday's arrest followed several years on the run following an earlier conviction for Pirate Bay related copyright violations. Although Sunday has remained visible and active within the tech scene over this period, another Pirate Bay co-founder, how do you say it? Gottfried Svarnholm Warg was arrested in Cambodia in 2012 and deported to Sweden at the time. A third, Franklin or Frederick Niege, remains at large.
Jimmy and Jenny,
So,
Baba Ganoush.
yeah.
Baba booey, baba booey.
It says Sunday will now serve the 8-month jail sentence handed down in 2010 for breaching copyright law. Sunday was also fined 46 million SEK, nearly $7 million at the time. So, yeah, I guess SEK is like another currency, I guess. So, but yeah, what do you guys think about Pirate Bay? Ben tries to stay
Well,
legit.
the problem
I
I
don't know
have,
what he should.
my problem is the people that run that stuff. They're just like, oh, it all wants to be free. Shut up. That the world isn't everything is free. That's not how the world works. It's yet. I mean, I think things should be legitimate because people that make things do need to make money from their products. So if you don't pay for this song for this artist, then they can't afford to keep making it. So I agree that straight up piracy like that. I don't know, but I do think that we do need better understanding and better access to content online. Like because people, I think studios and record labels and whatnot are clinging to their stuff way too tight, and it's like that genie's out of the bottle already, guys. You're fighting it the wrong way. Make it easier for them to get the legit way to get a movie, rather than having to go through all your channels so that they're not afraid you're going to steal what you just bought. And come on. You know what I'm saying, guys?
That's true. I mean, you really can't count on a company not leaking out a copy of your movie anymore. I mean, these days, it's out of the ordinary for a CD to not be leaked out 3 weeks before it's supposed to come out. Not true.
Well, that's also a promotional thing too. So, but then again, you have things like the people like Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian, their sex tape leaked, and that you could argue that that's what got them in the public eye, really. But then now you get people they're like, oh, I got millions of dollars for my sex tape. It's like, no, you didn't, honey. Nobody's especially if you're some chick off of a TV show. You're trying to get famous with that. No, they paid you maybe a couple thousand, and you put it out promotionally, like that backdoor teen mom chick. That.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
who was it? That Farrah Fawcett or whatever?
No, Farrah Abraham. Farrah Fawcett
Farrah.
Is
Oh yeah,
Charlie?
Farrah
Yeah,
Abrams.
was a Charlie's Angels. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
she's just. And then she recently complained that she said porn ruined her life. It's like, well,
What
you
were you
kinda.
expect?
And then there was
the
that
problem is, I
Miss
mean,
Teen USA
she
or
was a
whatever.
teenager. Well, I mean, I don't want to complain about teenagers making teenagers and 20-somethings making mistakes because that's what they do. But it's like when your thing is, this is what I want to do to make money, so I don't have to like get a job or work, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
wasn't that whole thing fake though? Like
well,
she didn't get like $1 million or whatever for that. It was like totally
no, they paid her like $10,000 or something like that, and she was trying to say that she was dating the guy in it, and the guy was like, James Dean, a famous porn star. He's like, no man, I just got paid for this gig. I ain't related. What? No. So.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point. Is like when you watch like a lot of news stories about like they were investigating some crime scene, and the person was saying that they wanted, I want this investigated like this. They're like, what? You mean like the O.J. Simpson case? Well, we're not going to handle it that way. No. See, you need to handle this. They're like, we need to do it this exact way that you think the guy managed to get off because of this. It's like there's a lot of people trying to copycat things that they can't quite guarantee, and it's funny. So,
yeah. Well, I agree that you are right that things like content needs to be accessed easier. Like I'm for the idea of having like when movies are in the theaters of them being released also right on DVD and everything.
Well, a lot of studios are trying to do that, but the problem is that the theaters go, well, then why are we here? We can't if you're going to do that, we won't carry your movie because we have to have exclusivity for a reason. That's how they stay open.
That's the problem is the theaters won't make their share.
I wouldn't mind having limited exclusivity. I mean, you take a look at I used to work at the movie theater, and then of course after I worked at a movie theater, I worked at a video store, and then I worked at just a regular store. The amount of time between a movie's release and the time it hits DVD is like 6 months. It's insane.
Well, I mean, anymore they're like they just need the opening weekend. That's really all they want anymore, because after that it's just going to keep falling off. So.
Well, I can deal with 2 months. 2 months sounds like a good time to me, because very, 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 very few times a movie will hit, and it will hit for about that amount of time. Sometimes it's a 2-month span. Very few movies will go past that 2-month span. Even the big blockbusters, normally after 2 months, generally it's over. So you got
it depends on if it's a dry season. If you have like one really decent movie, I'm saying if you have like one decent movie, it'll carry around for at least that 2 months. Usually it's not months. It'll be it's like every other couple weeks there's going to be another big movie out, and it's like, hey, that thing that came out 3 weeks ago, I don't even remember it.
Yeah. Well, also one more point I'd like to make about the piracy thing is, like, Bill Gates, I think they asked him about what he thought about how his operating system was so widely pirated, and he said that he doesn't mind it that much because then the more people that use it, then they're more dependent on it,
Well, I mean, you don't buy Windows, for Windows. You buy it because it comes with your computer. That's why everyone had it, and that's why it was the most common. And it's just like Adobe and all these other companies. They're like, we don't care if like the kid gets it because he's gonna buy programs, and he's like eventually he'll end up buying a copy of it. They're more worried about the guys that have like 1,000 seats of a program. And that's where they're losing money, because the kid eventually, like, if he's growing up and knows that program, and then he goes to work for a company and they need to buy a new program, and it's not his pocket that they're coming out of, it's like, oh, well, use Adobe because that's what I know, and it's like, well,
so. Yeah. Well, at the same token, I mean, thousands of seats. I mean, we talked about like having like more like the licenses based on seats, I think, needs to be revised, because it's like, technically, if you're, for lots of software, if you have like a dual CPU computer, you're supposed to, it's supposed to be based per CPU or whatever, so you're supposed to have like 2 licenses just for one computer tower, which I think is ridiculous. You know, they need to revise this so where it's more like whatever you have, if it's not like 1,000 seats or 100 seats or something like that, you know, maybe limited to like 10, you know, you could have.
Well, with Adobe and stuff, it's like with that whole, you know, that whole Creative Cloud thing, it makes sense that that's, you know, they're going in a direction of like, oh, just subscribe to all their stuff, so make sure all your employees have a plan, you know. That kind of, it's going to be easier for them, but by the same token, there's a lot of products where it's like, no, I just want to buy this the one time. I don't need to pay you again. So,
right.
In fact, I'm going to have something to talk about that after we're done with the news. I've got a few things I want to bring up, but you got one more news story, don't you, Ian? Or am I off?
Right.
No.
Well, yeah, it's one more after this, but I was going to see what Doug's opinion on that is.
Honestly, when it comes to, you know, guys like that, number one, I mean, there's so many of us that download stuff anymore. Like, I was a big downloader for a little while, but now I'm all about buying the hard copies now and getting stuff. You know, it's almost not worth it to download anymore. I mean, now you can sit there. I can get my physical copy and also have a digital copy with it too. Most CDs are doing that now.
Yeah.
And they're it's almost like they're trying to cater to some of us. Like, I don't have a disk drive on my Mac Mini. If I really wanted to, I could probably be like, I'll never have to buy a super drive, and I'll only buy stuff that comes with a digital copy that does not require a CD.
Yeah. Well, you said you're a fan of physical media, so that's why you have like a whole collection there of music and stuff. You know.
I think these days I know the value a little bit more of physical media than anything else, because I have the thought process of, what if your download, which, you know, can come off the cloud or whatever, what happens if your computer crashes or the service that you got your copy through goes out of business?
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm a fan of having multiple backups on multiple platforms, you know, like the cloud and hard drive and some kind of physical media, you know, and using multiple hard drives. It depends on how much space you have and you have access to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And a reel-to-reel in the back room, and then some hard copies on paper in some bookcases, and then, yeah.
I store all my files on hole punches back from the 50s.
I keep mine on Betamax, because, yeah.
Isn't that how they use...
Like,
I was going to say, isn't that how they stored information?
System?
Yeah, no, they're like back in the 40s or 50s when the first computers were starting to be made, they used like hole punches to simulate bits and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's how you had to have it before. Like, you'd have to, like, you know, if you watched Pirates of Silicon Valley, they talked about, you know, Bill Gates, you know, when he was at in college, and they had, like, you know, early computers, and like they'd have to make assemblers and compilers to be able to just get the computer to read all the stuff. So yeah, I like having a copy of things, but, you know, like, at least that way, like, if my computer crashes, I can bring it back, or if someday, like, you know, I dig this computer out of a closet and I want to have an old program and still load it up, I'll have a copy. But sometimes it's like, man, I'll have so many boxes and discs and stuff that, like, you ever have pull out a disc that says, like, Windows 98 version, and you're like, I will never use this. What computer has Windows 98 anymore? Why are you using Windows 98? So,
well, it's like you remember watching those shows from the Howard Stern show, and they, like, in the background you'd always see like those walls of tapes and stuff, you know. Yeah, Fred would have to get out some tapes for the sound effects and stuff. It was crazy.
Well, it's like every time I would invest in a media format, it's like as soon as I get a stockpile of like DVD-Rs. Now I haven't opened my DVD drive in like 6 years, and it's like back when I got a CD Walkman that would play CDRs and would have data files instead of having to actually burn MP3s, so I could store like thousands of tracks on it, and I used it like twice. You know, once you actually get like, okay, I'm good to go. That's when the next new thing comes out. Remember jazz discs? Remember zip discs?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Actually, I think me personally, I probably have skipped the whole Blu-ray thing because I've never owned a Blu-ray burner or player or whatever, you know.
You're fired.
Well, I've got players, but I don't have a burner because, you know, burner's a whole other thing. I've thought about getting one. It's like, really, you know, we're moving past the point of needing to burn stuff because it's very rare unless I buy a new piece of software and they send me a disc. And really, if they send me a disc, I'd much rather have the download because the download's going to be actually up to date and not have to be patched afterwards. And, you know, it's direct and I don't have to do, you know, it's the times we live in, man.
I just think it's crazy.
Does that complete the...
I think it's crazy. Did you see you could have 1 terabyte, those micro SD cards that are like smaller than your fingernail? That's pretty crazy.
Well, you can see pictures of that on like Facebook of like, you know, a gigabyte hard drive from 1950 when they first made them, and they're 2 guys have to carry it out like it's a giant tire, and then like, okay, and this little mini SD card has like terabytes of data. It's like, we're getting that point. Eventually, it's just going to all be coded in DNA. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, what is that DNA going to be? Is that just going to be like, going to have like a little fingernail or something with the whole history of man on it?
Well, they have been able to code sequences in DNA to store data, but they can't store much. And like, I mean, we've talked about that animated film where scientists moved atoms to make motion is weird. You know, it's like the ability to do stuff and compress and compress and compress. I mean, you know, every cell in your body is, you know, like has the potential to make a whole nother you. It's like that's a whole lot of data compressed in like one little tiny thing. So we're gonna get there eventually. So
right. Yeah, I think I saw that.
And then there's going to be the Amazon cloud version of it. There's going to be like an Amazon cloud version of that too, where it's like your body has all this information, but it's like, oh wait, no, there's just a version of that out there. We'll just pull that down. Like, you need a new kidney? You got a new kidney now. Oh, you don't like your fingerprints? We'll change those. They'll grow back in properly. You know.
Right. Well, I think did you see that they did like an animation with the atoms or whatever they were moving around? Yeah, they were animating
I found
atoms.
it before. I'll grab a link for that. You guys talk amongst yourselves about it real quick.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about that, Doug? Are you looking forward to like quantum computing and all this stuff too?
I just want to be able to have good internet speeds. That's it.
Yeah, isn't it like in China or whatever? They get like a gigabyte a second for the same price that we're paying.
Yep, we're like 15th in the entire world as far as internet speeds go. Our internet speeds suck. I've had people call into my call center telling me that they used to live in the third world country and they got faster internet speeds than we can offer here.
That's crazy. So it's like.
And his
how can you say, I have a slow internet speed? I guess that's a third world problem or a first world problem. But it's like, oh well, third worlds have faster speeds than us, so what is that? A fourth world problem then?
Well, I mean, you know, you get the places that leapfrog over us too. You know, it's like they never had to deal with building an infrastructure of towers. They can just move straight ahead to, you know, satellites and different stuff. So, but yeah, Boy and His Atom, the world's smallest movie, which pretty crazy.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
Well, are you looking forward to like quantum computers and stuff, or do you think that's not really going to be accessible to us for a long time, to like for the general public?
We'll be dead before it becomes accessible.
Well, I mean, who knows? Because there's that theory where it's like every 10 years that the computer processing power doubles. So eventually, who knows what the processing power of computers will reach when we finally reach the zenith. It's like, well, we can't. Well, we gave it a soul. Now we don't know what to do with it. We can't. Don't know anymore. It's smarter than us, Captain. Well,
I can not.
Yeah. Well, I
heard that. I'm rearranging your iPods.
Yeah.
No, don't touch my playlist.
I saw some set pictures recently of the next Terminator movie that they're supposed to be working on. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Jump.
I am the Sherman nature.
I mean, we all know it's just going to be an Arnold Schwarzenegger vehicle. It's not, at this point, who cares about the story? Because you've already told what story you can with John Connor, so I don't know. As long as they can make it entertaining, I'll see it. I mean, I've got my diatribe about... Well, is that what I want to say? Or just a rant I've got about the whole Terminator series, but I don't think anybody needs to hear that because it can go on. And I think there's actual more relevant stuff I can talk about now that we've finished up the news segment, right, Ian?
Well, no, we got one more article here. We'll finish it up.
All right, bring on your news.
Okay.
Bring on your news, girly man.
This one's from San Francisco. It's a sort of a real-life treasure hunt is underway as people all across the city have been finding stashes of hidden money taped to parking meters, telephone poles, hidden under park benches, and more. In fact, in an act of good faith, a local real estate millionaire says he feels like giving back something. He feels like giving something back and wishes more people would. This man, who plans to remain anonymous for the time being, has been leaving clues posted about on Twitter, alluding to where he has hidden cash. So it's just a millionaire giving away money, I guess, trying to make treasures. You know?
For a second, I thought it sounded like you were talking about those people that found a whole can full of gold coins on their property. You remember that? And I'd heard that it was allegedly from like a bank robbery in like the 30s or something.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's just the guy trying to, give excitement, I guess. So trying to bring back the Indiana Jones feel, I guess, a little bit or something.
So he's pulling a Nick Cage and National Treasures.
No.
Yeah, which reminds me, I was going to talk about too today. Is that I am going to go back because I didn't see all of them. Actually, I was going to go back and watch all the Indiana Jones movies, except for the latest one, of course. I mean, he needs to see that, right?
Well, I mean, that would complete the
I guess
quadrilogy. Is that what it is?
The quadrilogy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's like they're insane, crazy anyway. So the problem is people had with like the third one is that it got really formulaic, hokey, and like, oh, of course there's a kid, and oh, of course there's a woman, and I don't know, and she's so cheesy, with the acting, I don't know. But then I don't know. The fourth one like just needed to happen because people have been wanting it for so long. They're like, let's give it to him, even though Harrison Ford's getting a little older, and we're gonna introduce this kid that nobody cares about, and he had it with Marion, so it's all right. Rather than like even though we ended the last movie with he was in love with this other woman and whatever.
Yeah.
They are what they are. I mean, think about it. We're gonna see more Star Wars movies very soon. So, we're gonna see more things that we thought we were only gonna get so many of. So, I don't know.
I don't know.
What are your thoughts, Doug?
Did you see all the Indiana Jones movies?
Not my style. Give me comedy or give me horror. Action adventure isn't really a thing. Every once in a while I'll find a good adventure movie, but just...
They're good when you're going through them, but by that last one, it doesn't have the staying power of the first three, so...
What's the matter? You don't like, what's the name of that movie? Shia LaBeouf. You don't think he's, like, the next big actor?
Why did it have to be refrigerators surviving nuclear explosions? Why?
That's assuming he's an actor to begin with.
Well, I guess you could take that things, I guess.
Alright. So, has that completed Ian's news segment for this week?
Yes, it has. Didn't you want to talk about more on the software a little bit?
Well, I wanted to talk about some things recently, because I've been looking into game making software, because, I'm a nerd, and I like to dabble with making games and things like that. So both Game Maker Studio and Stencil have released updates recently. Game Maker released update 1.3, and Stencil released 3.1. How convenient. So I'm going to be dropping those in the chat. And the main difference when I was looking at it recently, I of course downloaded the one for Stencil because, they both have free versions that you can tinker around with, but, I bought Game Maker when they were having a sale because they're like, okay, if you get Game Maker, we'll give you a free upgrade to Standard, and then you can buy an upgrade to Pro for $25, right? Because their upgrade tree was a little weird. It was like, you buy... Like, you can make a game, you can make an application for Windows, Mac, or Windows 8, and then certain other things, and it's like you can buy, if you want to get HTML5 or iOS or certain other ways to export. But basically the thing is, people like it because you buy Game Maker, and that's it. Like the guy who made Gunpoint, he paid the $25 or whatever it was he paid to buy Game Maker, and he didn't, it's like his game made that profit back in like 34 seconds when the game went live. Versus Stencil is very easy to use, but Stencil is very easy to use. You don't really have to do too much code. It more works in blocks. It's like you can spell stuff out with, when this happens, do this, rather than having to type out code and stuff like that. So it's easier to use. But it does have a subscription kind of thing, where, you can make Flash games with a splash screen for free, but if you want to make an iOS app, or make a desktop app, or have your no splash screen on your game, or use in-game advertising and certain things, then you need to buy a subscription. It's like $99 and $199 for the ultimate version, and... that doesn't sound like a lot, but like if you make an iOS game, you have to pay Apple $100 a year just to be a developer. So that doubles the investment. Versus if you get Game Maker, you pay that once, and But I was reading over the Game Maker blog recently, and they had a poll that, they're considering if they would make a subscription service, how many people would use it, so that way it would make it easier for people to get the full version that's currently $799. They have it on sale every once in a while for $499, but even then, that's still a lot, but it's like, I don't know if I'd want to subscribe to the program, because I pay my money, and it's like, I just want it done. I don't want to have, recurring payments. I don't know. What are your thoughts, guys?
Well, I was first going to ask you, you're going to stop that doing or working on your animation for a while and go back to the games now, or what? Or are you going to try to sort
it's
of
something
do both?
I've been treating the games kind of as an idea of like, you work on animations for a while and then you kind of want to tinker around with something else. So for like, a weekend project or this or that, like I get an idea and I'm going to try and make like, a one screen game and try and make it as simple as I can and try to not dive into something crazy. Or maybe while I'm working on a game, try and make, working on a movie, try and work on a game, just something to do. But my main focus right now is animation. But I'm paying attention to the game making softwares that are out and all the new stuff that they bring in. So
Right. Well, that's interesting, I guess. I don't keep up on the stencil too much myself, but it does seem like it's changing all the time, like they're always upgrading it or whatever,
yeah, I mean they've got with the image API you can make destructible terrain based on mats, and there's simple actors, bitmap fonts. They fixed some sound issues, and they also lifted limits on animations. So you don't have to worry about certain rules and restrictions they had with how big your animations could be. So these are all good things to have.
What kind of dynamic stuff can you do? I mean, you've mentioned like destructible environments, and I'm sure they have some kind of physics in there. Can you do any kind of like fluids or whatever? Like there's like a lot of Flash-based fluid simulations out there you can mess around with.
Yeah, I've seen a water simulation floating around the forums. I know, you can with the they use Box 2D for physics, or you can go without a physics engine and just like code things to react make your own things. But
really?
It's nice, and it also has like if you make Flash games with it, you can add like Flash effects, so like you can get stuff to flash or change to sepia tone and black and white, or invert the colors and do all kind tinted this color, do all kinds of nice effects. I see a lot of people using them to make like 8-bit style games and 32-bit style games and whatever, and try to make things look old school and like, oh well, good, you can just squash and stretch. You can make really nice SNES games with them, where like everything just scales up and scales down. It can look interesting. I'm a little tired of that style personally. I'd rather see things that look really crazy and original.
Yeah. What do you think about all that?
But yesterday when I was
Oh, go ahead.
Well, yesterday when I downloaded the update for Game Maker, because my main problem with it is that other than it, Stencil uses blocks, so you can write code into it if you want, but it's a lot easier just to drop in blocks or download someone else's, like, they've got a forge on their site that, like, people upload examples that you can use and stuff, so it's easy to pick up a behavior and apply it to a character, and you can make a prototype in, like, 5 minutes with it. It's really fast. But, like I said, with Game Maker, the problem with that is that it was Windows only. I mean, there's a Mac version from like Game Maker, I think it was 8 before Studio, and now Studio runs on Windows. Except I've got it to run on my Mac just fine with crossover. And then they're like, oh, if you want to make Mac games, you need to have a Mac that you can direct connect, that you can remote log into. So I just opened it with crossover and then had it remote log into my Mac, which is the same computer, and it shook hands and it made the app. And it's just funny to me whenever stuff like that happens. I'm sitting there going, I'm just some dude. I'm not. I might want to make a game or two and do some simple stuff, but it's like I'm not a developer who's enabling all this technology, and it's like they could really just put all this into a Mac version real quick. It runs pretty nice on my system. I think that's what they're stretching for, is after a few more things that they're adding into the next versions of Game Maker, they're probably going to bring out a Mac version, but it's like, why not have them both at the same time? I don't know.
Right. What do you think, Doug? You look like you're zoning out or something.
500 to 800 bucks for a program, my goodness. Woo! Hey, maybe if they can kind of stretch out that price a little bit. You know,
Well, I mean that
I can
their
understand that.
upgrade, their upgrading thing is the main issue. That like you can get a free version, but then in order to go to Pro, you would need to upgrade to standard, and they were giving away standard recently to try and get more people up there, so that way people would be able to buy. You can buy, like, if you want to do iOS games, or if you want to do HTML5 games, you can just buy those. Those are like $100, $99, depending on the thing. But then, to get the complete thing that does every kind of game you want is like, $799, which, I don't know, but.
Like,
The issue that they,
guess,
like I was saying though. Go ahead.
I guess from my perspective on that, at least to me, it just seems that they could maybe branch that out a little bit. Make the pricing a little bit more
Aggressive.
I wouldn't say aggressive. I'd say competitive. Imagine if you had say for instance, okay, for example, let's say you have Mac, PC, Android, and iOS, the four major styles of standard gaming, okay? And of course, you got the standard, but the standard only does so much. And what if the standard gave you the choice of one of the four if you wanted to start with? Let's say you started off, okay, you got the light, you were able to do very little. And say after the light version, you paid $100, like almost like per version, Or you could buy all four and be able to rock them all for a reduced price. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, like I was saying though, the issue was their upgrading line for how, like, okay, if you want to do this, then you need to pay this. And it's like, well, do you want to get the Master Collection that has everything, or would you rather just have Pro and then buy the output of what you want? It's like the argument, like I was saying with that blog, they did a poll of, would you like the idea of a subscription-based system? And to me, it's no. If I want this software, I'll save up for a little while, and I'll buy it. Like, I don't want to pay for something regularly, because that's my issue with Stencil, is that, like, it's a great program, but it's like, I don't want to have to renew my subscription to it, or I suddenly don't have the ability to make anything with it, because renting software, it's
yeah. Well,
it seems like those types of programs have been left unchecked as far as price goes. You take a look at almost any other software sector, the price has gone down over the past 5 to 10 years, but programming, it seems like it's shot up.
Yeah. Well, I sort of agree with Ben, but I mean, I don't know, like, if there, I'm sure there is, like, tons of people that probably agree that you should be able to buy the software. How is companies like Adobe even, like, making so much money? How is it so popular? Is it mainly like the big companies or whatever, like production companies and stuff that love doing that, I guess? You think?
Well, it's when people. Well, it's because their programs are a standard, and therefore, when a company buys into an upgrade path, it's like you buy a package, and then when the next, all your employees use it, are used to that, and then the next version of it comes out, or maybe a version after that, and then, it's time to buy something else. Well, do we want to buy Corel products now and have to change over our workflow, or do we want to stay on the upgrade tree with Adobe, and because we've got their client services and they got it's they're the big dog, and they've etched out that market for themselves when there wasn't a lot of competition. Really, you had things like Macromedia, but till they bought them, and Corel are really the only kind of competition. Like right now, there's smaller stuff. You get Art Rage, you've got uh, is it Alias Sketchbook? That I think people at
Yeah.
Autodesk Sketchbook now. Yeah, Autodesk
Autodesk Sketch.
Sketchbook and Manga and then Manga Studio and other programs that are coming up with extremely competitive price points. I mean, you can get Manga Studio 5 for like $65. It does a
Yeah.
lot of the things Photoshop does. So,
Well, I have a question for you. What?
I'll be right back
How
then.
many? Oh, go ahead. Oh,
Sorry.
he's going.
go ahead.
Well, you can answer my question later, but I was going to ask. I mean, we've talked about it before. How many versions do you think it's acceptable before you sort of have to buy like the whole version again? Or do you think throughout the whole history of the software, you think you should just be able to upgrade for a price?
I think when you buy a program, they should give you a discount on your upgrades. I mean, it's not uncommon for me to not upgrade the whole next version because it's almost the same as buying it again. So I might wait, especially if the next version doesn't have any new features I care about. But by the time you get to like the third or the fourth version away from that, they're like, well, we're just not going to support the one you're on anymore, and you're basically there's no discount. There's no, well, I'm a loyal customer. Why haven't you should give me a break because I'm staying with your product rather than screw you, I'm going somewhere else now. That's the way I like to see it.
Right.
I mean, I know that eventually, I know you can't just buy a lifetime membership into Adobe. It's like you can't just say, well, I'm going to get, the latest and greatest from them all the time and not have to pay any more, because that'd just be silly. That's not how they can't stay afloat that way. But they should benefit their customers and their loyalty, because it's a lot harder to make new customers than it is to keep the ones you have. And when your pricing stuff just pisses people off, yeah.
Well, do
Welcome
you
back,
think
Doug.
do you think decimal upgrades should be free? In other words,
Yes.
like 12 to 12.1
Well,
or 12.3 or something.
You damn
until
right.
there's a whole new version, that's basically just security and bug fixes at that point. That's why you
Right.
roll out a whole new version when it's a wholly retooled thing.
Yeah, but some.
Which has always been my experience.
decimal
I buy a program and then they roll out the new one.
Yeah. Well, a lot of decimal point versions for a lot of software, they can have new features in them.
That's kind of why I like
Well,
Apple's.
adding small features, but
Yeah.
Apple's just like, hey, we got a new version of our software, 10 point something or other. It's free, but you take it.
well, they know that if they roll that they're going to make more money by having people on that software that can do all the new stuff they want to unroll with it. And like, hey, you're using this new version that has this built-in this or that. Wouldn't you like to have a thing that makes full use of it now? Just like we were talking with the, people pirating Windows. It's like, well, if they buy it, then they're going to be buying Windows programs, so it benefits them.
Well, and that's the thing too, Ben. I mean, you know as well as I do. You buy a brand new Mac. The only thing that you're going to have to do when you buy, a brand new Mac is spend time updating your apps. You get GarageBand for free. You get Pages for free. You get basically almost anything except for anything like Final Cut Pro and all that for free.
I like whenever I see people that they have a Mac and then they update their OS and then they're just like, well, wait, why don't I get the new version of iLife? It's like, what's wrong with you, man? How do you think this company stays afloat? Come on now. That's cute.
Well,
So,
Doug, what do you think? Do you think you should have to pay for buy the whole new version though if you're going from Photoshop 7 to Photoshop CS6 or whatever? Do you think you should have to pay for the full software again, or you think you should be able to just have a discounted update?
At the very least, you should get a discount.
Right.
No, that's my feeling on it. Really, when you really want to stop and think about it, why are you gonna sit there and charge $20 and nickel and dime somebody? That's just gonna make someone say, you know what? I'd rather go with somebody else.
speaking of going with somebody else, well, speaking of going somewhere else, that brings us into the next thing I'm going to talk about. For a while, see, I got an iPad a while ago, And I've been, I've been wanting to pick up. Well, I've got styluses to try and draw with. The iPad doesn't come with pressure sensitivity, so a stylus would need to have some sort of functionality built in for that, right? Because if you're trying to draw, it's like trying to draw with your mouse. It's all just one flat length. Width. You can't add, all kinds of effects that artists like you and I are used to using with pressure sensitivity with a Wacom stylus.
Unless we use a foot pedal or whatever, like you said.
Yeah.
Some guy was doing.
Well, so I've been for a while. I was looking at. I have what's the name of it? I cannot remember the one I've got. But I've got a stylus for it that was, I looked into it and it was one of the more affordable ones. I found it for like $65 on eBay, and for a while I was coveting Wacom's stylus that they had. But for a while I've been going, well, I'd like it, but it's $100, and I'd really like to pay more like $50 to $65 for something like that, right? It's an accessory, and they hadn't had really much competition because they're Wacom, until Adobe stepped into the ring recently and released their own stylus and ruler, the projects Mighty and Napoleon, and I've seen videos of people demoing, and I don't know what the status of it is as a product yet. And so recently I got an email from Wacom, oh, Father's Day is coming up and we're having a limited sale for the stylus where it's down to $65 now. Huh. Interesting. When they didn't have any competition at the time, it was, oh, you can get this for $100. Now it's, oh, hey, it's on sale. Interesting.
Well, how does it work? Is it like a Bluetooth or something?
I believe so. I'm trying to think what one I've got. I know there's the Adonit Jot, and I've got I cannot remember the name of it. I'll have to Google it. But most of them work with Bluetooth. There's one that works with through sound waves. So, like, you can disrupt it if it's around a noisy environment or whatever. It's like, that's just weird.
Yeah.
But most of them work through Bluetooth. So, I don't know. The Adobe one, from what I've seen, has a little bit more of a finer point, because the Wacom one kind of looks just like a rubber nub, just like every other iPad stylus, and it kind of, I don't know. I was just wanting to use it because, well, they're Wacom. If anybody's going to get this pressure-sensitive technology working on this iPad, it might be them. But now, Adobe's going to be doing something.
I didn't know Adobe was in the hardware market.
Neither did I until this happened.
That's new.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting there. It must have already had some kind
what
of
are your thoughts on
manufacturing center or something.
Well, I mean, there's going to be, now when the iPad came out, everyone was like, oh, there's going to be another version, and Wacom's going to have something like, oh, we've been thinking about it, and then they unveiled, recently they had, after Microsoft had the Surface and Surface 2 and all that stuff, Wacom came out with their companion, and there's like the Cintiq companion, which is, there's two versions. There's one that plugs into a computer, and then there's one that's like a tablet PC. So, I don't know. It's some crazy stuff. I don't know, man.
Yes.
Yeah,
it'd be nice to be able.
In the whole program and things. Not my thing, unfortunately. No idea. It's one of the few things I've never really gotten into.
What, programming, you said?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why what I'm looking at is like just different stuff. That way I don't have to deal with my own programming, since I'm thinking about doing an app for my stuff. So
what did you say? How are you going to get in? What kind of app are you going to do?
Well, I've got my podcast people that I go through, and the amount that I'm paying per month is really, well, in my opinion, sucky. I'm paying $10 a month for 2 gigs of service. I get 2 gigs of storage. That's it, and it doesn't roll
With
over.
the store your podcast on?
Yeah, just my podcast, and like I'm up to almost 50 episodes on it, but.
Oh, I thought you just did it through YouTube or whatever in the Hangouts. I didn't know.
No,
You have a site where you put them on?
Huh?
You have a site where you put your episodes on, or what?
Yes, it's Podomatic. But there's another website out there that for $20 a month, all I gotta do is I pay them $20. Not only do I get unlimited storage, period, they also make my own mobile app for me.
Oh, okay. So what, do you design it or whatever on there somehow, or?
You get to pick what the design is. You know, they're pretty generic designs, but for $20, unlimited storage. I get my own website, my own mobile site, and I can also probably just say, you know what, I'm going to self-publish to YouTube or self-publish to iTunes.
Right.
Lot more value in that, at least to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just checking. I've got a Pogo Connect iPad stylus for mine, so it's pretty nice for what I got. It's just I tend to use my iPad more for consumption rather than creating stuff, and I need to create more on it. I feel bad that I don't. I feel bad when I don't make art every day. That's like the artist compulsion. What do you say, Ian? That like artists need to make art because we feel if we don't, well, we're just being wasteful, aren't we? I want to make something. Make a thing.
It's a lot of times I do feel.
I went all day without making things.
Yeah, you're doing office work all day instead.
Sometimes I have the problem of like I'll fool myself into thinking. Well, I fool myself into thinking, oh, if I try and work on something, I'll only have an hour. But it's like, well, if you only have an hour, do something and try to make it good. But I'm always like, oh no, if I only got an hour, if I can't dedicate 6 hours straight to working on a thing, I shouldn't. No!
Yeah.
Make something! Make a thing! So.
Speaking of office work, did you hear about Mike Judge's new show that's supposed to be like the Office Space movie?
Interesting.
No, I did not.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the name. Howard Stern he was on Howard Stern, like I think a week ago or something like that. He was talking about it. I don't know the name of the show. I have to look up the wiki on him.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
Mama.
I sell propane and propane accessories.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what.
If you're having grill problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but briquettes ain't one.
I just want to go ahead and put
as long as that reminds me.
I just want to go ahead and put this out there that I just watched a midget match that was probably as good as any regular wrestling match I've seen in the past 2 months.
Okay.
That is your random tidbit.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah. No, that just reminded me though when I did that bad Jay-Z pun. It reminded me of when I saw Geordie LaForge doing if you're having hole problems, I feel bad for your son. I've got 99 problems, but a breach ain't one. And that reminded me that Reading Rainbow was doing a Kickstarter, and they went to try and raise $1 million.
Rainbow.
And they raised over $1 million in their first day. They passed $2 million in their second day, I believe. So, I think they're projected to have $4 million or something by the time it's over.
Well, there's a lot of
What are
pride
your
in it,
thoughts?
whatnot. So,
And I'm gonna go check how much it's at right now and link our people on the in the blog about it. So talk amongst yourselves, gentlemen.
Again.
there, Bobby.
I always liked the Office Space movie though. That was a really good movie.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about Claire.
Oh, the
Okay.
short. You saw the shorts too during the animation show, right, Ian?
Nah.
When we watched that in Pittsburgh, they had the Milton shorts. He's like,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna set the building on fire. Oh hey Milton, how's it going? Oh hey, there's that stapler I was looking for. Yeah, great, but set the building on fire.
Oh yeah.
Here's the Reading Rainbow. The Reading Rainbow Kickstarter is currently at $3,228,264, and they still have 30 days to go. Woo, our new goal, 5 million. Oh,
Wow.
Lamar. Yep.
Yeah.
Lamar Burton.
Think of the episode of Big Bang Theory where Sheldon makes up with Will Wheaton and ends up having Brent Spiner as on his worst enemies list.
Will Wheaton.
You're a fan of the Big Bang Theory, and do you like a lot of the mainstream shows like Dexter and like Breaking Bad and stuff or whatever?
I don't normally
Two
get
and a
into
Half
Yeah.
a lot of mainstream shows, but Big Bang Theory is a special case. So.
My mom watches it. She also watches Two and a Half Men and whatever else happens to be on the television. Mandy man. Ashton Kutcher, Mandy man.
I'm a
Writing people off.
So.
Did you ever see that Terminator TV show? I tried watching it on
No.
Netflix, and I watched the first episode, and I was screaming at my TV too hard to finish it. Because, like, you know, oh, they stayed in the country after performing this huge terrorist attack, and it would be very likely that they would just go right across the border into Mexico. Why would they stay there? That's what I was doing the whole time. Every time they'd go, oh, but we did this. We've been here for like 6 months. Why? Why would you stay here? What? That was basically my reaction to everything. I figured I don't want to hurt my throat too much watching this show. So, I mean, I want to stay around to watch Shirley Manson, but what you laughing at?
Just you screaming. I can see you screaming at the TV. You know, just what is going on? Why are you doing this? Stop ruining my Terminator experience.
There are just things that it's like, no, why would, like, they have to bend logic to make this show exist so hard. And like, oh yeah, and they send back another Terminator through time. Oh, and she helps them. And you can only bend my mind so far before I... So, yeah. Yeah.
All right,
I mean,
guys.
you've probably all heard my thoughts on Terminator, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Doug's got places to go at 8, huh?
Yep. Time to boot
I
8
forgot.
p.m. Well,
So you're not gonna.
Oh, you don't have time to play trivia, huh?
we can rock some trivia real quick.
All right, bring it on, Ian.
Hold on.
Okay. Well, what kind of trivia did you want to do? We got animation, comics, games, movies, or technology.
You can go
I'll give
tech.
the champion the benefit. Tech, then.
We'll go
Bring
tech.
it on.
Okay, hold on.
I'll see you in the ring, Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you, brother, the show would be great if you gave me that sweet weed. Trivia with Ian. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum. That was adorable.
Ben.
Okay. What do you want me to?
What's a...
I'll go. The first question of technology here is: which of these popular Microsoft Office applications is a spreadsheet program? Microsoft Outlook, Access, Excel, or PowerPoint? And we'll start with Doug can go first on this one.
We'll
We'll
go.
alternate. What are you gonna go with?
Excel.
Excel. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna of course say Excel also.
Yeah, that's the answer. I mean, you should have seen how vague the questions were last week. Ian and I, as animators, we were both sitting there going, "No, these terms are wrong. Where'd they get this from?" So,
Okay, so we all have one. Now I mean, that one was like pretty easy. You know, I mean. Okay, this next question
all right,
is.
I'll do the next one.
Okay, which device has a platen? That's spelled Platen. A scanner, a joystick, a modem, or a monitor?
Has a what now?
A platen, Platen.
And the options were
A scanner, joystick, modem, or monitor?
I'm gonna say scanner.
Okay,
I'll go
I'll say a
joystick.
modem. What?
I'll go
You
joystick, I guess.
Okay, so Ben said scanner, you said joystick, I said modem. What's the answer? It's a scanner, Ben. Got it.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah.
Come on, isn't this best of
I know
five?
stuff vaguely. Sure.
Well, how far did you want to
So
go?
I
We'll
guess
go. Yeah, I'll go first for this one. What is a watt? A degree of brightness, a unit of power, a charge of electricity, or a closed circuit? I'd say a unit of power.
Yeah, the power.
I'm gonna go with unit of power.
Okay. Yeah, we were all right on that one. So
Because I'm pretty sure lumens is the measurement of brightness, isn't it?
yeah,
Something like that.
I thought it was a little
All
bit
right,
confusing with
Doug's
the
turn for the
electricity.
next one.
Okay. What is
electricity?
Guglielmo Marconi best known, or for what is it? The development of wireless technology, or the development of wireless telegraphy, the invention of the polygraph test, the invention of the steam engine, the development of the incandescent lamp.
Wow. Wireless technology, I guess.
What was the guy's name again?
Hold on. By the way, I started this screen share so you could check to see the game also.
And now we're
It's-
seeing an infinite hole. Let me just bring that up.
It's
Okay.
Guglielmo Marconi.
Marconi?
Yeah, Marconi.
Marconi, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with wireless as well.
Okay. Wireless. I'll say the polygraph, I guess. I don't know. Just to be a rebel. Yep, you guys were right.
Yeah.
My my score
So far,
here.
I'm still in the lead.
Well,
I won, Ben.
well, you both got that right. So you're 4, Ben, and Doug is 3, and I'm 2.
I have to get this one right, and Ben has to get this one wrong for me to still be in it. Come on, come on.
Well, we'll go to. Did you guys want to go to 10 or what? Or 20? We usually do 20.
Well, Doug's the one who's got to be heading out, so
Yeah.
does he just want to do the 5 to see who's the winner?
I say we go to 10. What, Doug? Doug?
I'd say 5.
Okay, well, this would be the 5th one then.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it says which of these programs makes it easy to watch online videos and listen to music? Adobe Reader, QuickTime, Linux, or Trojan?
Quick time.
Well, wasn't it Ben's turn?
Sorry.
I guess I'm gonna go with QuickTime as well.
Okay.
I'll go with Time Quick.
Yeah,
I'll go
it
with
was
QT
QuickTime.
every time, girl.
Okay, well, so, yeah, so Ben would be 5, I would be 3, and Doug would be 4. So if you just wanted to go to 5, then
perfect.
Ben would have won.
Yep. Ben wins this week.
I won this week, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
I'll tell you,
this is it.
you're gonna have to get your own belt.
I'll give Ben the winning music.
All right,
Thank you,
Ben.
thank
There you
you.
go.
I feel like the luckiest man in the world.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm gonna.
gents, yeah, so I believe
Okay,
it's
well-
about time to call it a day.
Yeah.
So I'd like to
well, it's-
thank everybody for. Yes.
I was gonna say, well, it's up to you if you guys, since even though Doug has to go, we could play another game, just with me and you, Ben, if you want, but since that one's so short.
You think I should challenge him, Doug?
I would
No
like to.
And
I
that
mean,
way we could. That way you'll be. That way you'll be required to listen to the show to find out who won. What?
How about
Yeah.
this? How about this?
Yes.
How about
I'm
you
listening.
can be called the champion when you defeat Ian in the game of 20 questions?
All right then.
Okay.
I guess we'll close the show out with some Ian, where I defend my title.
yeah.
That's right. You're pulling double duty tonight.
But then you gotta listen to the show to find out who won next time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Find out if you lose your belt.
Yep. Yeah, no belt. Put that belt away, Doug. Get that out of here.
Hey. This right here is something that's passed down from generation to generation. Okay. This right here proves that you are the best at what you do.
The best around. No one's ever gonna bring you down.
God.
All right, guys. I'll check you guys out later, though.
Okay, man.
All right.
Thanks for coming on the show.
For my, quick plug for my podcast this week, because we're gonna have a very important announcement this week. So.
Okay.
And that would be on the Crushcast on
Yep.
Thursday.
I'll probably have it on Thursday again.
What
so.
special announcement?
Well,
The
I
very
said-
special announcement.
Special-
Well, considering
Saying
you're
we'll
just
just
talking
have to
about
tune in.
changing hosts, maybe Teasing, folks. Proper tease. Well,
All right,
thanks for being
everybody.
on our show, Doug. You have a good one. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. Peace out.
No problem, man. Peace.
All right. Have a good one.
Okay.
Okay. Now that Doug's gone, let's talk about it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Bring on the next set of questions, Ian.
Okay, well, did you want to
defend my
stick with
my,
the technology?
title? Sure, brother.
Okay. Okay. Should still be on screen share unless it's Google. Yeah, Google's not messing with us. Google.
Yeah, I got you on there, brother.
You have
Don't
one
blame
thing,
Google, brother. Thanks to Google, you could find that sweet weed.
A sweet weed, brother.
I never did a Hulk Hogan. I didn't do a Hulk Hogan impersonation until I heard that on a podcast, and now I can't stop doing it. All right. So, are we going to alternate? I'll give you the first answer.
Okay. Oh, this one's a little bit hard. This one is, which of these is a lever? And no, I'm not going to play the intro music again just for this game, but I'll play the winner's music.
Yeah, when I win, because that's what
Yeah.
you do. It's my theme.
Which, by the way, I'll get Doug out here and I'll get our scores back to 0. Yeah, which of these is a lever? Ice tongs, balance scale, crowbar, or all of these things? Well, I would say a balance scale, I guess. Although you might be able to use the other things to help in a lever. I guess I'll go with B.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer. What are you gonna go with, sir?
Now, see, I'm going to say personally that it's because I know you can use a crowbar as a lever, and you can use balance scale has one
Yeah,
in
that's
it.
what I'm saying.
Ice tongs just has a hinge, so I'm gonna go with lever. I'm gonna go with C, I guess, just so we don't have a whole tied points system.
Crowbar. We might both be wrong, but
Well, if it's ice tongs, then who knows?
oh, it's all of these things.
But ice tongs, how can that be a lever? Because, I mean, there's a lever inside, I guess. That's more of a hinge than a lever. I mean, hinge and a
Yeah.
lever are two different things, aren't they? Oh well, since neither of us got it, we're fine.
Yeah. Well,
I won't get a perfect score this one, but
yeah, I was always confused on like the different. What do you call those? Just those like the different mechanics with physics and stuff, like a lever, a hinge, a pulley, and all that stuff. You know. I mean, they're basic.
all right. So I guess I got it.
You got what?
So I got to answer the next one, huh?
Yep. Which the following Windows operating systems? Oh, of the following Windows operating systems, which one was released on October 25th, 2001? Mac OS X, which of course that's Windows. Windows Vista, Windows XP, or Windows Millennium.
Now I'm thinking Millennium.
It's A.
I'm gonna go with D, Windows Millennium, because I remember seeing I remember seeing Bill Gates talking about Vista on the Daily Show back in college, and that was in like 2004. And then Windows XP had to be before that, right? Because there was Windows 95.
I think Windows XP was after Millennium.
Yeah, well, Well, I mean, that's the thing is, when they say millennium, that should be 2000. But knowing
it
how
was 2000 and
Microsoft runs things,
yeah.
Windows 2000. I don't know any. I mean, I don't know exactly what they were celebrating with Millennium because I never used it.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I guess I'll go with XP then.
Well, that's the one that I was gonna. Whatever answer you said, I was gonna go with the XP. Because.
Well, then I guess we'll both go with XP, and we'll both either win or lose this one.
Yeah. There you go. It's Windows
so we
XP.
both win. So.
Yes. So we both have one. It's gonna be another one of those.
It's gonna be a long show, folks. Ian's stretching this one out for all it's worth.
No, that's okay. It's only been about 2 hours, so it's not too bad. We're only half of what that one time was with Doug, where we were worried about being cut off at 4 hours.
One time, shoot, we did a show after that where we were almost at 4. So,
Yeah.
all right, what? Go ahead. What's your guess on what did Anton von Leeuwenhoek invent?
Yeah. Yeah, we should read these even though they're on a screen share for the people that, like when you rip them off the MP3. So what did Anton von Leeuwenhoek, how did you say that?
Leeuwenhoek?
Yeah, what did he invent? The microscope, the bifocal lens, the thermometer, the telescope. Anton. Well, this is me going now, right?
Yes, it's your turn.
Yes. Well, what kind of Yeah, actually, what I should do is put the pressure music on.
Would you like to phone a friend?
Well, I was gonna ask you what kind of name do you think that is? Because I mean, is that like a German name or whatever? Because I'm just trying to go by
No,
stereotypes a little bit.
That's like that. That's like Swedish or Norwegian or one of those. The Hoek is a dead giveaway.
I'll just go with like a more of a mainstream answer. I guess I'll just say the microscope. I guess.
Well, I know it's not bifocal lens.
Who did that? Just as a bonus.
Oh, that was Benjamin Franklin. Remember? He had the two glasses,
that's right.
and he put. Honestly, son, made the pot-bellied stove and all kinds of awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't. Now, the thing is, I don't
care
know
for his name too much.
I don't.
I'm just messing.
You playing with Foz, son? Don't make me come over there, Hulk Hogan. Anyway, I don't. The thing is, I don't know who invented the other three, so I'm just gonna go with the microscope. So you and I either we sink or swim together. Ian.
Yeah.
You want to do 20 questions? All right, until that last one. All right, until one, and then I will arrive, and I will go. I am the champion.
Yeah. No, I just went with the microscope because that's more of like a just general kind of thing, I guess. I mean, the telescope, I think that was more of like a, wasn't that more of like a, like an Italian or like as Greek or whatever, they were more into the astronomy. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
The microscope. We both win again. Yay. Yay. Next one.
Okay, this one's a long one. You turn your computer on and receive no display image, but
a series of beeps. This is a beep. Hold on.
Code that indicates what kind of problem there is with your computer.
Yeah.
Okay, so does indicate what is wrong with your computer. I'm gonna say true. Because otherwise, why have it beep at all? Other than to alert you that, hey, something's wrong.
Yeah. Well, usually if you hear your computer beep or whatever, that's usually a good sign when you first start it up. But then you should get a picture. Isn't it like a dong or whatever that the Mac uses to indicate it's?
There's a boot. There's a boot up noise. Yes, it's a chord actually, but both Windows computers have a startup noise too. But the sound, when a driver is not or something isn't working, there should be a sound to alert you that, hey, this isn't finished. So I'm gonna say true. 'Cause what could it hurt?
Well,
what do you say, Ian?
Your computer can do that same kind of beep just like if there's a problem with your sound driver or whatever, but you still have a display, I don't know. I'll just to try to separate us a little bit, I'll just do the false, I guess.
Okay, then.
Okay. Yes! It was false.
Oh, so now we're tied, huh?
No, you went with true, I went with false, right?
Yeah, but we're tied because didn't I win one that you didn't before? So
No.
far we're tied.
No, we both got the microscope and we both got XP.
Aww.
And the first one neither of us got.
Alright, so you're ahead by one. I'll be the underdog until the end, and then I will swoop down and win. Ka!
Okay. For which of these things you produce with your computer system might you be concerned about earning? Photos, text output, MP3 music files, or movies? And that was that me going first now? Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it's your turn. Because I answered true before you decided on the false.
That's weird term.
Do.
I definitely don't think it's movies. Could be music or text or something. I don't know. It sounds like something to do with coding or something. I don't know. So I might say like a text. I'll probably go with B. What would you go with?
I'm going with B.
You're going with B. What? Do you know that term for sure? Or?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, okay. What does that have to do with Mister? Is that like a? Is that like a formatting
It's a
thing or
lettering and
whatever?
font
Text?
thing.
Oh, okay.
No, it's the way the letters are made, the kerning and how they affect each other.
Okay. Well. Yeah, we were both right. Text output, so you have 3, I have 4. This next one is going to be you first. In what year did the Wright brothers successfully design and fly a motorized aircraft? 1903, 1910, 1900, or 1896?
Well, see, we should know this because we're from Ohio, which is the home of aviation.
Yeah.
And it's my answer first.
Yeah.
Well, I know it wasn't 1896, but I'm gonna go with 1910.
1910. Well, I think you're right. It definitely was post 1900.
I remember it was in the 1900s. I just don't remember which part of the decade. So
1910 seems a little bit
I think
late
1900.
to me.
Well,
I don't know.
1900 just sounds too early. That's too close to the 1800s. So
I'm gonna take the middle
what
ground
do you
and go
want to
with
bet it was
1903.
Oh well. All right. Let's see which one of us is right.
Well, I mean, you can change your answer if you want. I mean, it's up to you.
No, I'm going 1910. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Boo! The game is rigged. Someone traveled back in time and made it 1903 just so Ian could win. Hoser.
Uh,
Wilbur Orville.
you on the screen share?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Okay.
Still think you traveled back in time just so you could win.
Yeah. This is me first. This one's interesting. Which of the following is not a programming language? Pascal, Ada, C++, or Mozilla? Well,
One of
Ada
these
doesn't
things
sound-
is not like the other.
yeah. Ada doesn't sound like a programming language either, but I know Pascal and C++ definitely are, but Mozilla doesn't sound like a language. So, I mean, that's just the name of the company that made Firefox. I'll just say D. I mean,
D.
it's a D. Let's go with D. Yeah.
It's a D.
Get your vitamin D. You got 4. I got 6. Okay. This is you first. Computers are designed for specific purposes and perform different functions. Which of the following would you install to increase the functionality of your computer? A computer card, a functionality card, expansion card, or performance card?
Well, let me hand in my answer card. I'm just gonna say expansion card.
Come on, it's got to be expansion card. I mean, that's
If
what
not,
it is.
I think somebody's been punking us, Ian. Where did you get these? What kid from kindergarten did you get these answers from? Okay, so he's totally not gonna know. Then it's an expansion card, fool.
No, it is. It's mixed. Some of them were hard. Some of them were extremely easy. But then again,
And then
we're
some are like,
nerds.
name this thing that nobody. Well, yeah, but then you get like bitmap caching, and it's like, where did that come from?
yeah, yeah. Well, they're all-
Easy. Here's something you'd have to. I was tempted to just pull out an animation book and flip to the glossary and say, answer what this is. Oh.
Yeah. Well, we could do that. This next one is you, or this one's me now, I guess, because you were
You.
the first that did the expansion card. I believe. We
Yes,
probably all,
expansion card.
yeah. We probably all know that motion pictures are actually a series of still images run through a projector at a certain rate. The human brain takes these still images and reconstructs them as a single moving image. What is the term used to refer to the way in which the human brain prevents the viewer from seeing the dark spaces between film frames? Sliding strobe vision, persistence of vision, vision, melt, flicker vision. Flicker vision.
Isn't that a website where you can look at a lot of pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, B and C sound more of like more scientific terms. vision melt a little bit less. I'm just gonna say the persistence of vision. Whoops. So I'm gonna go with B. What about you?
Yeah, well, B, because that's what it is.
Oh, you. Yeah. You've probably definitely had to learn that before with animation, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we both got that right.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6, 8. What device?
Who do we appreciate?
Me. Which device you bought for your computer has a bezel? A mouse, a monitor, a microphone, a steering wheel? And that's you.
I'm gonna go with B for monitor.
Bezel. It could be. I don't know. I'll go with the mouse, I guess. Is mouse? My mouse sort of.
This is where we separate the men from the boys. What's the answer, Ian?
I'll just go with the monitor, because that's the bezel is the thing around the monitor, right? On the edges of the monitor.
I don't know, Ian. We'll have to click the button and find out.
Yeah, it's a monitor. I knew it was a monitor. I was just
had to copy me
I
because
I
you knew I was gonna win.
No, I was considering giving you a charity, but oh well. 7, 9. Okay. The acronym SMS stands for what when talking about cellular phones? Sorting method system, system mobile service, several minutes stop, short message service. That one is a little bit tricky. For me, it's either between system mobile service or short message service. I'll go with D, I guess.
I will go with D as well. Everything's the same. Every word is always the same in everything.
Yeah, short message service. 8, 10. I almost put just a 0 for me. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
Which of the following is not an antivirus program? Optiva, McAfee, PC-Cillin, AVG.
I'm gonna say C.
Now, I would disagree because I think it's A. I've heard of PC-Cillin. I don't know much about it, but I've heard it is something that you can use for a computer, so I think it might be antivirus.
Well, Optiva sounds like a sweetener, but PC-Cillin just sounds so stupid. Like, I mean, no offense, no offense at the people who made it, but that just sounds like so. I don't know. That sounds like that's got to be a parody name. I'm gonna stick with it because even though you've heard it, we need to have two different answers here. I can't just let you. Well, okay, you're 2 ahead of me. I'll take Aptiva then. Because it's like I might as well just not bury myself any lower. But that just sounds like that's a very, like if that's a real company, you've got a really fake name for your product.
Well, when I'm done, I'm gonna look up the wiki for the PC-Cillin just to make sure to verify this, because I do try. These are mixed. These are grabs from various trivia, so I try to make sure that they're right. It's up to you.
Well, you know how a lot of these are like. A lot of these are like, which one of these isn't a thing? A thing, or obviously a fake thing in the wrong department. I see you have a lot of YouTube bookmarklets.
Yeah. I should just have them just go by what, my YouTube panel or whatever, but I found that it's a little bit quicker for me, I guess. I don't know. I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube channels.
Well, do you have? I just keep them by subscription. So, but then you go to the default YouTube page and it's like, oh, here's what you should watch, but you got to click through to get to your subscriptions. It's like, well, why would I not want to go to the thing I'm subscribed to first? I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, Trend Micro Internet Security, known as PC Ceiling Internet Security in Australia, and Virus Buster in Japan, is an antivirus.
Virus Busters. The thing is, PC Illin. You might look at that and go, "It's Illin," or "PC Chillin." Dog. It's like, come on. That just looks like such a fake answer.
Yeah. I'm chilling like a villain, and I'm illin for PC Ceiling.
Yo.
And that's about the extent of my rap.
All right, moving along with the
I don't
quiz.
try to rap.
Or trivia.
Yeah. What does a
Your mom's
television
like,
transmitter transmit? Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Nothing. I was gonna bust some rhymes, but then you ruined my flow, yo.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear yours.
What does a television transmitter transmit? Sound waves, television waves, radio waves, light waves.
Yeah, and that's you, right?
I
Or
thought I
is
was
it-
the one that jumped in on PC Ceiling.
Oh yeah, so I'll go. I mean, of course it's radio waves. I mean, that's how you get it from the rabbit ears, So I'm gonna go with C. That's how you used to get rabbit ears. That's how you
You're
get
not
wireless
even
TV.
trying to really play anymore. You're not even trying anymore. You're just like, he's so sad, I might as well just give him the fake answer. Let's go with light waves, D.
Okay.
What? Um. Well, technically, don't they send electromagnetic waves, so both of those are wrong? I mean, it's just, I don't know about that one there, Ian.
Here we go.
Oh, radio free.
I'm playing. What's important? I don't know. I mean, that's what I grabbed. I'm not.
Yeah.
There's no point in
I'll
cheating
let you
when
have
it's
this one.
fun.
Yeah, sure. Sure, Ian. Sure.
This one will be you first. What happened? You're not even trying anymore. What happens when a cell phone is cloned? The address book is copied onto another phone. The cellular phone company restores the phone to factory condition. The programming with the phone is erased. The phone's information is copied. Well,
It should be the phone's information is copied, shouldn't it? So,
yeah.
I
Well,
mean, depending on how much security your system has. Sometimes I mean, the main thing you want is your address book, but I mean, I'm sure when you have a whole bunch of photos, you want that stuff copied over too. Otherwise, why not just say when your address book is cloned?
Well,
when your cell phone is cloned, it's an abomination unto nature. Clone cell phones don't have a soul.
Well, what's been your experience with them when you're going to a new phone? Does all the things that they say that they copied for you get copied or no?
Everything should be, so I'm going to say the phone's information is copied.
Yeah.
And my phone doesn't have a soul.
No. I'll give you a freebie. I'll go with the address book because they could just be going by the bare minimum with the address book. So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it depends on how old a phone is before a smartphone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it was like a really old phone.
Yeah, huh? Well, if it was an old phone, it'd be one of those brick ones, and you wouldn't be able to actually copy anything because it's a device. It wouldn't have any real data on it. You have to punch in everything in. Doot, 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 doot. Doot, 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 boop.
Which reminds me,
I forgot to put the error code in. Doot, doot.
Yeah. I had to go back and I watched Weird Science this weekend again. I don't know why I love that movie.
From my heart and from my hand, why don't people understand my intentions?
Which is crazy. Do you think that there was people that, like, just like normal kids that were doing that back then, back in the 80s, hacking government agencies? I mean, sure we have like groups like Anonymous now and stuff, and that's just made up of various ages, you know, but I'm sure, I don't know. What do you think? You think they could, there was people that good back then?
It's like, well, considering that, like, they had to have the coupler to the phone, and it's like an expensive thing, like, I don't think the average kid back then had access to it, but you did hear, like, you know, like, a lot of, you know, whenever a hacker does come to news, it's like, oh, this 17-year-old super hacker came up with this virus, and it's like, super hacker? Really? Alright.
Super hacker.
So, your turn.
Okay.
When thinking of cell phones, you need something to power the thing. A NIMH battery is better than a Li-ion battery because it's lighter.
It's better.
True or false?
I'll just say false, I guess. I don't know. I mean, Li-ion batteries are pretty good, I guess. So, I mean, I don't know. Are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say false because if a battery is lighter, that doesn't make too much sense. Like lighter, I don't know. Mostly, most people are concerned with battery life as opposed to lighter. I mean, you don't see any huge batteries. So.
Right.
Well, I don't know. The thing is, I don't know what Niemann batteries. False.
Yeah.
Okay, so we both.
I've never heard of those. I've heard of LiPo batteries. Those ones that usually use in like smaller things like RC cars and stuff.
It's been a long time since I've had a class where they discuss the different kinds of batteries. Any electronics classes for me, so.
I don't even remember. Like, what kind of electronics classes did you take?
Well, like when they discuss the pickup patterns on microphones and what kind of charges those use, and then like you have cameras and they talk about what kind of battery is better for it, or what kind of, you know, just different stuff where like you pick up on, oh, this kind of technology is better than this, you know. So, where are we at so far, Ian?
Well, we're at 15. I was lazy, so I didn't really number these. I put these in groups of 20 because I figured usually each of these, we usually do 20 for a trivia, It's usually a decent amount of times, but since we already did 5 of these with Doug, so we have the 15th. So yeah, we got 5 left to do, and I'm at 13. Ben's at 11. He's still got a chance to win. You got a better chance.
I'm coming for you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you, Hulk Hogan.
Do you have any of that? How's it go, Ben?
No, I don't have any of that sweet weed, brother. All right.
Okay.
So you read the next one, and I get to answer it, I guess.
Yeah. With today's technology, it usually does not matter if you switch a crossover cable with a straight-through cable when creating an Ethernet network. Ooh. Networking, Ben. Get into that networking.
Crossover cable.
Those, I think I know what that is. That's those ones where you can you just hook up one computer to another with just like a network cable or whatever, and you can just sort of do like a LAN type thing or something. I don't know, like a LAN party or something like that with just 2 computers.
I'm not hip on lingo with tech stuff. If you tell me this cable connects this to that, I could understand, but it's crossover cable and straight through cable. I want to say false. I don't think it's a good idea to screw cables. As advanced as tech is, cables usually get finicky.
Yeah. Well, I'll say true. I really don't know, but I mean, like I said, I know a crossover cable is, you can put that between 2 computers, and you get their network together, and you don't need a router or anything like that. So I'll just say true. Let's see who was right and who was wrong.
You! I'm coming for you in the ring.
You want to go to the wiki? Or do you want to move this along?
Let's move along this humiliation.
Okay. You might... No, it's 14. So 11 and 14. You really have to bust some butt now. We have 4 left. You could get 1 wrong, and you'd have to get 3 right to even tie, I guess.
A group or 2 or more computers that are connected to each other and able to send and receive data is called a what? System, internet, network, host.
And that's me going first now?
Yes, that's why I read it to you.
Yeah, okay. Could you repeat it? No, I'm just joking.
Ian.
I'll just say a network.
Yeah, I'm going to say network as well. And watch it be something else just because.
Then that would totally have to be like rigged or something. Yeah.
It turns out it's bitmap caching. We just didn't even know.
Yeah. Okay, this next one. This component can damage a computer if installed incorrectly and injure a person if handled improperly. What is the name of this component? A hard drive, a power supply, memory, or CPU?
I'm going to go with power supply.
Well, You could zap yourself with anything if you like really mess with it on the computer. If it's plugged
You can
in.
zap yourself with your socks and a doorknob, Ian, but
Yeah,
it's not going to injure you.
You should be grounded though when you're messing with any of that stuff. Really, but it's a power supply. I should have given you a freebie and just said it's the hard drive because it's got a moving part. It's spinning. It's got a needle in it.
Yeah, well, so do heroin junkies. So do record players, Ian.
13, 16. Which of the this is you reading this to me. Which of the following is a real?
Which of the following
operating
is a
system?
real operating system? Cold Fusion, Pearl, Solaris, Boomerang.
Well, Cold Fusion definitely is not. That's an Adobe product. Perl is a programming language. Solaris, that is an operating system, and I don't know what they're referring to about a boomerang, but
That's that network that they show the cartoons on, right? Yeah, I'm
oh
going to
yeah,
see as
it
well.
could be. You could go with Cold Fusion, right?
Or it's that thing they throw in. Son. Does anybody even use Cold Fusion anymore?
No, I don't think so, man. Does anybody
Okay,
use
just check.
Encore anymore?
Well, I'm sure there's got to be somebody.
You want me to just show the answer because you're gonna go with C also, and right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oops.
Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Boo.
Okay, for which product might you create a schema? And this is me? Or is it? No, that's you, I'm sorry. Email message, database, greeting card, save game file. That's interesting.
I
I do remember this question.
B,
for some
database.
reason. What?
I'm going to
Going
go
with
with
the
B,
database?
database.
Greeting card. No. Schema. I'll just go with email message. I do remember this question when I was putting it on here. It sort of sounded weird, but I don't remember the answer. Yeah, I'll just go with email message. Because that's sort of, I don't know. Oh, you were right. Database.
Yes! Coming up from behind! Oh yeah. I'm coming for you, brother.
Can we do this is 5. Can we go to 30? Because, I mean, this is pretty fun.
Alright.
Like
What
to give you a
is
chance.
a hologram? A colorized picture of an object. A three-dimensional image of an object. A photograph that develops automatically. A photograph simulated from the moon.
What? Photographs simulated from the moon? That can't be. Why do you
It
even
cost
put
you
that
$1
on there?
million. It's that chick. It's one of those chicks who sings with Jim, right? From that '80s show, Jim and the Holograms.
Yeah. I forgot about Jam.
And the Holograms. Don't forget them. It's like forgetting about the Pussycats, just knowing Josie.
Well, I'm gonna go with E and say Tupac.
He technically wasn't a hologram.
What was it?
He was technically on a screen. He was an optical illusion, but he wasn't a hologram.
Tupac is back.
So,
Okay, I'm gonna
so
go with a answer that has the letter B with it.
a three-dimensional image of an object. I'll go with that.
Yeah. Okay. So you.
But I wanted it to be from the moon, Ian. From the moon.
I should be sorry to produce the show, but I should have the dongs with that.
You should have dongs, you say?
The
Hear
ding
that,
dongs
folks?
or whatever.
Ian says he should have dongs.
No,
Ding dong, Batman.
There's different meanings.
Alright, go ahead and read the question and I'll answer it.
Okay. Okay, what do the letters HTTP stand for? Hypertext Testing Program, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, Hypertime Training Portal, Hyperterminal Transfer Protocol.
And this is mine, huh? I'm going with B.
I'll go with D. D sounds pretty good, but I'll go with D. Yeah, you were right.
You're just giving me these. You're giving me pity answers, Ian. Pity. Don't you pity me, I ain't no fool. Don't you pity the fool.
I want to make it challenging, or I want to make it a good competition, I guess. But really, I just want to. I want like a lightning round with high tension at the end. That's what I want.
Yeah, well, it's the wrong show for lightning rounds and high tension. Mortal Kombat! Finish it.
Ready, set,
Fatality.
fuck. Sexuality. Ready, set, fuck.
No, I don't know what shows you've been listening to, Ian, but we're not on that program.
No, I've just seen like things where they do stuff, you know, like what do you call those
Hentais.
What do you call
Computers
like
must
the
have
Halo.
ways to store and process data in memory. Which of the following holds the data and programs that are being used at a specific time so it can be accessed quickly by the CPU?
I'm going with everything but C. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Well, there's REM, which is a nice band. There's RIM, like in Pacific. There's RAM, like a billy goat gruff. And then there's RIM again. You know, like Job. So I'm going to go with C.
I'm going with everything but C. No, you get no pity for this one.
You get one of the rims.
I get one of the rims.
You and your pity answers. Yeah. Only one of them though, not both. Don't get greedy.
No, I was gonna go with RAM. RAM.
Yeah, sure
Not
I do.
idiots.
Sure, we're not idiots. Fool.
So you're at 17, I'm at 18. Okay, you read that one to me. This large multinational company has its headquarters in New York State, famed for its many inventions and discoveries. The company's employees have won at least 5 Nobel Prizes. This company holds more patents than any other American company, and it is often referred to as Big Blue. Which company is this? Computer Associates, IBM International Business Machines, Unisys Corporation, General Electric. Did you notice which brand wasn't in there? Or which company wasn't in there? Well, I'm sorry. Still haven't seen Jobs myself yet.
B? IBM?
I'd like to say so. I mean, General Electric is like really huge company. I mean, Computer Associates is just, Unisys. I've never heard of that. I'll go with General Electric because they're like really huge. IBM is huge too. I don't keep up on shares and stuff, and I don't know invention amounts. I guess I don't know
stuff and like things.
Yeah.
I like reading and stuff. That's just work. I mean,
Shares and then.
What is it, Ian? Which one of us gets this one?
I'll go with General.
This is the thing where we're just both guessing this out. Fart in the wind. Neither of us know. Really. This is where we're showing how ignorant we are. Oh, you're saying that just so. In case you happen to be right, it's a pity answer, so whatever, fool.
No.
Go ahead.
No,
Tick it, let's find out.
I don't know. I'm assuming it would be IBM because it's, this is more of this technology and computers. General Electric they have a lot of technology stuff, but they're more like for cars and other, like
they have the most
transportation
patents for refrigerators, Ian. Okay, jeez.
Yeah.
I just tick the answer. Which is it? Which is it? What's the answer?
Oh, you're right. We're tied. Yeah. Oh, you're not. Don't get nice.
Hey, when Apple made that Big Brother commercial, what company did they make it against? Who was Big Brother?
It was Microsoft, right?
No, it was IBM.
Oh, it was IBM. I don't remember that.
Microsoft wasn't on their radar at the time. The 1984 commercial, that was against IBM. So.
Yeah. I remember that guy that got busted by pot in those commercials all the time. What was his name?
You mean the guy from the Dell commercials?
No. Well, who was the kid? Wasn't there some kind of kid on all the? They used to be on all the Apple commercials.
You talking about Justin Long, who was in the I'm a Mac, I'm a PC?
Yeah.
I mean, it's no surprise he was a stoner. Anyway, Relational Software Inc., based in California, changed its name in 1982 to better identify with its very popular database management software product. One of the first international databases to work in a client-server environment, their software is used extensively in many large corporations. Larry Ellison is a co-founder and their longtime CEO. Which company is this? Oracle Group, Adobe Corp, Microsoft Corp, Cisco Corp.
And this is me answering first. Oh. I really don't know, but just the Cisco always seems that always seems like a company you can use just for technology and networking and internet and stuff. So, I mean, if somebody asked me if I was gonna lie and say I worked for some kind of giant technology company, I'd just say Cisco or something. Sound like I know my shit. So I'll go with D, I guess.
Well, I know it's either Cisco or Oracle. I believe Oracle does database stuff. So I'm gonna go with A.
You go with A. And on the other side of the spectrum, I'm D.
Just so we can fight this one out like old-timey gentlemen. Bring it on. Yes, yes.
Oh, you... Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Yes! Yes! Oh, how sweet it is! The underdog has now become the overdog.
And that wasn't a pity one, that's for sure. But I don't even know what Oracle is, what they do. Last.
One of the first relational databases to work. You know, they do stuff.
Yeah. By the way, we're gonna go to 35. By the way, because just so I can end my other 20, just to keep it in blocks of 20.
Just so Ian can win is what he's saying. He's like, I'm gonna knife you. I'm gonna bring something out that you're not gonna know.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
GSM phones are superior to CDMA phones because they can operate using weaker signals. Ooh. Hold on. Okay, Ben, go ahead.
Well, that's a really loud song, Ian. I can't think, Ian, what's going on? Okay, well, I know the argument is that CDMA phones only work within the U.S. That if you want to, or like one country, and if you want to leave, you'd want another phone, but they're not legal here in the U.S.
Yeah.
I don't know if weaker signals is a good point though, so I'm going to say false.
Yeah. You know, out of true and false questions, false is like the C of multiple choice, it seems like. When in doubt, choose false.
You know, it's like it's like they give you an answer where you go, well, I know under what conditions that would be true, except that the conditions you've given aren't the right answer, and then they're like, well, it's right anyway. Like, wait, no, what? So, you and I are both going for false, or what?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay then. Mr. 20.
Alright
answers. And I only got 9.
Yeah!
I chose that though. I gave you a pity one just so you could have a lightning round at the end. If I screw this up because of myself, I only have myself to blame.
You're working with a digital photograph, and you want to remove Dad's ugly shoes from the bottom of the image before you have a nice print. So you take that image into a photo editor and blank it. Four-letter word. What is the farmer outstanding in his field looking at?
Okay. I'll just say edit, I guess. Yeah, I mean, come on.
And I'm just going to say crop, because that's the answer. So...
well, I'll go with what I said. I didn't think that out too well. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
you like that sweet revenge, don't you, brother?
Yeah, I need something to calm my nerves, man. You got anything for that?
I got some sushi, and then Bubba Love Sponge's wife. Oh, no.
Oh. Hey, don't be alerting the echelon now.
All right.
What are we saying? Bomb or Obama, president, or
Hey, move on. Move along, Ian. And read the next question. We don't need this broadcast flagged.
I think tomato was on there too, actually.
Well, they are delicious.
Yeah. The founder of this company, a Harvard dropout, is one of the wealthiest men in the world, ranking number 1 from 1999 until 2009. The company was established in 1975 and is based in Washington State, dominating the industry with its operating system software and Office suite products. The company has frequently been accused of monopolistic business practices. Come on. Really?
It's your quiz, Ian. So, go on, read the rest of it.
Well, in my defense, if I found a quiz with 10 answers, I put those 10 answers or those 10 questions in there randomly. So I try not to pay attention to the questions and try to cheat. I try to make it fair. So I mean, well, I mean, with its Office suite and its operating system, I'm going with the IBM.
So you've got Google, Oracle Systems, Microsoft, and IBM. And
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna
answer is
go with-
very obviously Microsoft.
No, it's IBM. IBM Office and IBM Windows
Awesome.
XP.
You know, if they just left this off with the first sentence and asked what the company was, like what company had a Harvard dropout, maybe you'd be confused. But at this point, it's like, and his alternative nickname is Till Tates. It's like, come on. It's Microsoft.
Microsoft Office and Microsoft Windows.
Just these questions, Ian. I'm still the winner. I'm still number one.
It's a hit or miss. Okay, this is another IBM one here. You can read this one. Read it to me.
This corporation was formed by the merger of two legacy mainframe companies in 1994. Both companies competed with IBM and were hopeful that the merger would better position them to compete globally. One of these companies was Sperry Univac, a division of Sperry Rand, and the other was the Burroughs Corporation. What did they named their new merged corporation? Hewlett-Packard, Oracle Systems, Compaq, Unisys.
Sort of a hard one. Oh, this one. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was waiting for you. I'm gonna go with Sperry Univac. Sperry Rand. Well, it doesn't. I'll just say. Oh man, this is a hard one. I'll just go with HP, I guess. I'll just go with that, I guess. What are you gonna go with?
Well, I'm gonna go with Compaq. It's either Compaq or Unisys, but I know it's not Hewlett-Packard. So,
Okay.
it's Compaq. Let's go with Compaq. Hopefully it's Compaq and not Unisys. Damn it, Unisys! You cost me. I could have eaten his chances of winning for breakfast. You system, and I'm shaking my fist. And I don't even have the camera on. So.
My parents had a Compaq, but
Okay.
they sort of.
Yeah, I've had them before. There's kind of a reason that the merger didn't help them.
Yeah.
Well, wait, that they weren't merger then. They never. But yeah, Hewlett Packard is an old brand. I mean, Steve Woz, when they founded Apple, used to work for Hewlett Packard making calculators.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, HP is. I remember as AIP they had a lot of HP computers, but they generally seem like they care about their customer base. I guess they try to make things as easy for them as possible. I guess. I don't know. I just myself right now, I'm just into the custom built scene right now. You know.
So you're running that Linux rig, are you?
No, not Linux. I mean, just
that's...
like custom hardware parts. You know, mixing Frankensteining things.
Okay. So go ahead, read the next question, Ian. Bring it on.
Who is commonly referred to as the father of computing?
Do you really want me to read you the answers? I mean,
Read them out loud. We got people listening to this who want to play along.
Charles Babbage, Ada Lovelace,
and Carl Jung. That's the only answers you get. And
no, there's
C was
also
Bill
a
Gates.
Mr. There's also a Mr. Gates, Mr. Bill Gates. You know, I'm surprised they put Bill Gates before Steve Jobs. I mean, he was doing stuff a little bit before Bill wasn't he? I'm gonna go with Bill Gates though, because come on, Carl Jung was a father of psychology, or is it psychoanalytics? I don't know. Babbage, that name sounds familiar. Ada Lovelace also sounds familiar, and I know she's not the lady from Deep Throat, and yet. So, which one's the answer there, Ian?
Well, I never heard of Ada Lovelace. I've heard of a Ada Nova. Yeah. I'm gonna go with one of the people that's still alive here. That won because he's still alive. He won. He's the winner, Ben. He's alive.
You know, he was the most. He was the wealthiest man from whenever to 2009. So I think he's already won. I mean, yeah. So he's like, I am the winner! What? Yay! Babbage.
What? No, I'm going to the wiki for this.
Now go to the wikis for this. Because the thing is, you can't call someone the father of computing if nobody knows who he is. I mean, I could understand somebody's what? 1871, a mathematician, now originating the concept of programmable computer. That doesn't count. That's like, hey, I got this idea for when we can clone human beings and put our brains into each of the clones. Now I'm the father of cloning, right? You can't. I'm calling shenanigans on that one. Babbage is not commonly called the father of computing. His historians that want to remember him call him the father of computing, but no. That's screw that guy.
Screw that guy. We were tricked, man. I mean,
You don't get that one. That's like saying anybody that accidentally had a record skip in the 70s was responsible for rap. Come on now. Come on. Wicka. Bring it. I mean, it says right there, considered father of the computer. Click the footnote and see where that goes.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Oh, yeah, let me go back up to the top.
Where are they pulling that from? Like, who called him that? Nobody calls him the father of computing.
Hold on. List of pioneers. I don't know where.
Yeah, okay, if Wikipedia wants to call them that, that's fine, whatever. Let them have their thing. I call shenanigans. Because a lot of people had awesome ideas for the computer, but they didn't have electricity. Okay, let's get back to our trivia, because we're just going to get ourselves mad thinking about this, Ian. Because I know I am.
You are, huh? Okay. Again, you can't blame the. Don't blame the quiz. That's what the wiki says. Blame wiki.
Blame the person who edited the wiki.
Yeah. What's the problem of a wiki?
Anybody can edit it.
Yep. Anyone can edit it, and anyone can have a wiki. Okay.
I saw a news report on a website. They were saying that college kids are trusting Wikipedia more so than books and stuff. It's like, but you know you can't source it, kids. All it is good for winning a bar bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is.
Alright, so the next one's mine, right? Which of the So I get. Wait, I thought I read that one out, didn't you? I cannot remember.
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
this
before
is...
that you read that one. I read. Yeah. Which of the following is a command prompt command for Microsoft Windows? Control panel, ping, power, add device. Really?
I'm gonna say control panel.
I'm gonna say Charles Babbage because why not, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna actually go to my command prompt and ping Ben's IP address. Can I ping your IP address, Ben? Is that okay?
No, you cannot. You have to buy at dinner first. So, I'm gonna say add device.
Oh, you can't do that, Ben. You don't get to do that. I'll show you. And to test my internet. There you go. Yeah, it's pinging just so you could use that for command prompt and make sure you can even access websites and addresses. So yeah, it's ping.
Well, I don't know. See, I was focusing on that's an internet thing more so than a command thing, but alright.
Add device and control panel, those are the only... Bing! I mean, UX, those are just the descriptions of the things that you can go to in Windows, you know? You go to your control panel, or you go to add your device or whatever. And power is just, no.
Power is a thing we all crave.
Yes. Yes.
How many more of these do we have, Ian? I thought I was winning.
You're at
no, I gave you a sympathy one.
You're still winning. You're at 20.
I'm still winning.
21.
I'm still winning.
What? Yeah. Calm down.
Yeah, go on. Bring it. Let's finish this up, man. Come on, man.
Okay.
I'm getting old here.
CDMA phones became obsolete before TDMA phones. Is this true or false?
I don't know what TDMA is, so I'm gonna say false.
I don't know what never heard of TDMA. I've heard of TNA, but not TDMA. I'll say true, just to have a different answer. I really don't know.
Just to liven it up here.
I hate you.
Yes.
I don't want to talk to you again.
Oh, come on, brother. Don't be that way. I'll see you in the ring. For which activity might you employ a monopod? Opening a stuck CD-ROM drive tray, taking a digital picture, adjusting colors on your monitor, connecting a modem to the telephone jack on the wall.
Well, I've talked about making all of those. I've DIY'd all of those except for a monopod for my photography. So, no, I'm being sarcastic. I mean, it's taking digital picture.
Is that your final
I talked
answer?
about making DIY monopods and shoulder rigs and stuff. I mean, come on. But you could go with the different answer. It's up to you. I don't force you to go with the crowd.
I'll go with Ian because I'm ahead, and if he can't get ahead of me, then I'm going to win.
You're not going to give me a pity one now?
No! I'll see you in the ring, Hulk Hogan!
Okay. Yeah. Oh man, you read this. You got to read the short one, man. This company was known for its. Damn you! This company was. You made me start over too. Damn it. This company was known for its powerful servers running on a Unix-based proprietary operating system known as Solaris. They also developed the Java programming language, something that is used extensively around the world. Although they were a major player in the industry, they were taken over by another and larger technology firm, Oracle, in 2010. What was this company's name? Texas Instruments, Compaq, Sun Microsystems, Control Data Corporation. That's like a general name there.
That's like computer software for
Yeah.
.org. I'm going to go with Sun
Exactly.
Microsystems. C, Sun Microsystems. How about you, Ian?
I'm going to go with the calculators. No, I'm just messing out.
So Texas Instruments?
No, I should go with Compaq because I missed that. Since you missed that one.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe instead of a merger, they got bought out.
No, I'll just go with C too. Yeah.
You're afraid I actually know something, don't you?
Yeah. I really didn't know that, but
Because I was updating Java back when it was still Sun Microsystems. So yeah.
okay, I'm gonna have to get both of these. We got 2 questions left. You're at 25. I'm at 23. So I'd have to get both of these correct to even tie with you, and hopefully we'll go to more rounds. Do deathmatch.
No, that's alright. What U.S. company popularized pay-as-you-go cell phones, selling them in stores such as Walmart and even convenience stores where you just bought the phone in minutes without signing a contract? Was it Verizon, Singular, TracFone, Virgin Mobile?
I'm gonna go with C. E. C, senor.
C, TracFone.
Is that what you're going with?
So, C.
C, you're going with C?
C.
Yeah. Did you ever have a track phone?
I've had those pay-as-you-go phones, but I don't think I have had official track phones. I've had like there was the track phone and there was another thing that they were like the same brand kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
go ahead.
Who was the co-founder of Apple Computers? Just can I just click on the answer, please? No, I know we got an audience. I'm not going to be. Who was the co-founder of Apple Computers, the company that created the Macintosh operating systems? Was it Steve Jobs, Alan Turing, Michael Dell, James Appleton? Well,
I'm gonna
does
go
have
with that
Apple in the name.
Steve Jobs. He seems like such a nice guy. That Steve Jobs.
Don't you mean seemed?
That Steve Jobs. No, he seems like he was.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should say seemed, not seems. That's past tense, right? I'm sorry, I'm just being.
Oh, he can still seem like he seemed. Yeah, you are, Dickie. You're also a sore loser because I am the winner. Yes, I am the champ. Answer the question. What is it? Steve Jobs. I am the champion, my friend. Bow down, down.
Let's try. Yeah, you were at 27. I was 25. Let me go. Which one of these trivia winner music should we try? Another one here. Let's try it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
We're number.
What about this one? Let's try this number 2. I like the original one that we did the most, but we'll try number 2 just to test them out. Hold on. That's the winner. Ben is awesome.
Yes. Yes.
No, I could play that whole thing because it's like a minute long, so. But yeah,
Nah, that's okay.
and then it's just like that new song with that kid singing or whatever, where it's like everything is awesome when you're part of the team.
Like a
Stupid.
movie. But everything is awesome. Have you seen that movie yet, Ian?
No.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team.
You could also try this third one here. Yeah, in your face.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm the winner. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, what are you gonna use to celebrate here?
I'm going to Disneyland.
Oh, not gonna use some sweet weed there to celebrate. Come on.
No, I don't need the sweet weed to celebrate, brother. Cause you see, I've already won the championship, so I don't need to celebrate. I'm already celebrating by winning. And I paid the fool that does the sweet weed, brother.
Yeah. And
Alright.
well, you won that one 27-25. I did give you a pity one, but you still technically would have won. I mean, you would have been.
Yeah, I came up from behind. So.
Well, we're both decent with technology, you know. I mean.
Yeah, and then
Pretty
Charles
close to
Babbage
tie.
was just like, I don't care. I'm the father of the computer because I thought it up, see? Not the guy that had an abacus and said, wouldn't this be great if it was like light up and ran on electricity and stuff? Whatever. Whatever. I do what I want. I'm Charles Babbage.
Yeah. Charles Babbage. Everyone's heard of him. He's the godfather of computers.
Not even godfather, just said the father of computing. I mean, there's all kinds of people that could have said, well, yeah, but who's the mama of computing? Because, you know, there were women scientists back in the day. It's just we don't talk about them because, you know, sexism.
So, moving on.
Anyway.
I'm just joking.
All right.
I believe in women's rights, so it's fine.
Well, you should. They're humans. Therefore,
yeah.
I believe in the women's lib movement. I'm not sure about that, you know. I think they should be in the home where they belong, raising my children and cooking me dinner.
Damn right.
What?
You're damn right,
Back
man.
up, sir. Boy.
Well, the thing with that is I mean, I've heard women say that they actually they enjoy doing it, and it's like they're made fun of for trying to be the motherly figure, you know, or some people say they're just naturally better at it, so it's it's good that they do it, you know. I mean, I don't know.
Getting made fun of for being... That's like saying, oh, you pay your kid's child support? You're being a role model in his life? You're being a fatherly figure? That's hilarious. No, it's whatever. Anyway, man. So we've run long as usual, but I think it's been a fun show. I'd like to thank Doug who came in. You know, he didn't have to be here, but he wanted to join us, and it was a fun time. And then he had to duck out doing whatever. He's probably like, I'm tired of listening to these guys. I just can't do it anymore, man. I don't know. I gotta listen to that other podcast that Ian was listening to. I bet that host was awesome. I gotta find what show he was listening to. Bet they had some of that sweet weed, brother. So anyway.
Well, I would have. Would have started a trivia off earlier if we would have known he had to be somewhere. You know. I mean,
well, he mentioned it, but it was like, you know, I think that was when your mic was out or something. I don't know. So, or maybe that was before you came in. I can't remember. Anyway, so I'd like to thank everybody for being on the show. I'd like to thank me for winning because I'm awesome. You know, everything is awesome when I am the winner and the champion. It's 4 weeks
we'll
running.
See about that next time. I'm gonna come back like a whirlwind, Ben.
You're gonna come back with whirlwind. I've got one on 3D, man. This is all about 3D Studio Max. What's the shortcut for?
Yeah. Yeah, right. No, I'm telling you, we should just read off the glossary to each other and 2D and 3D stuff, but it's hard to find those, man.
Well, I've got
animation because it's not mainstream.
I've got a copy of the Illusion of Life. I could just open up the glossary section and go, okay, what's this? And just quiz you and see if you know, because I've got a physical copy of it in front of me.
Yeah,
so
you could. It could be something to think about because, like I said, it's not really, like, animation techniques aren't like mainstream, you know. I mean, that's why it was sort of hard to find them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you do that, find a glossary or something, I'll try to find something. I'll go on to 3D Max or my, like what are those 3D Max Bibles or whatever? I don't know.
So, anyway, folks, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you all on the other side.
Peace, brother.
To find out more, visit NoRights Productions.com. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NoRights. And hey, why don't you check out my Tumblr at NoRights.tumblr.com.